Wake up, gamers, because you're listening to the Big Think Dimension with Dan and Bob Video Games. Gimmick, you're Mr. Gimmick. KZ, excellent.
I hope you finished my battle pass.
And Mr. Feel.
Congrats to the new Prime Minister of Canada, Frieza.
Here on GigaBoots.
Bark, bark.
Okay. Normally the opening to Big Thing's a little more sane, I would like to think, as we talk about a game that exists, a food we ate. This is the only time I think I'm going to open Big Think Dimension with talking about an insane moment on a stream. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Big Think Dimension.
Hello.
So, you know we do Pokemon days.
Yeah.
Yes.
I try to avoid it for trauma, except when you reply to me with images of it, and then I get scared.
So on Pokemon Days this week, we had a fun time again in 5th Gen. You know, Carl helped me with audio stuff because the Calamity Carl, noted co-host of Dip Ships. I was grousing on Twitter about how the audio interference caused by the USB capture card in the 3DS is driving me fucking insane. He goes, "Hey, Dan, how about you use that thing you already bought that didn't work when you bought it?" And I'm like, sure, I'll try that thing again. And it worked.
Yeah!
So thanks, Carl.
Amazing.
But we're in the middle
The
of
advice
5th Gen.
of try again.
Right, exactly. Maybe this time it'll do what it said it did. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. It did. Fuck. But that actually worked out great. The audio sounded good. It's still a USB capture card, which means, you know, it deserves Central Park. But
Yep.
the audio sounds good now. And everything's good. So we're there in 5th Gen. Everything's great. We're loving 5th Gen. It's going so good. Then Tosh is like, she works a morning job. It's getting kind of later. It's like 10 p.m.
Right, 10 or 11, something like that.
Right. And when you wake up at 4 a.m., even if you took a nap, that's late as hell.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, Tosh, are you good? Do you want to go? Do you want to go sleep? Me and Bob, we can just run it for a few more hours to help close the gap, because we took a 2-week break there because of life events. She's like, yeah, sure. I'm not going to go sleep, though. Just to let you know, I'm going to go play Cult of the Lamb. And I'm like, whatever. That's that's your prerogative. You go do that. She leaves. So it's just me and Bob. And I believe it was Spiff who sent in the request. No, it was Lord Richter. Lord Richter sends in the request for a drawing after this point. Lord Richter goes, hey, I would really like a drawing of Excelgor. Now,
They got one.
for people who don't know, I'm just going to pull up a picture of the real Excelgor.
Well, the real Excelgor, please stand up.
So I don't know what Excelgor is off the top of my head. The name's ringing a bell, but it actually fits into that exact slot of 5th Gen Pokemon that I did not have in my team and I did not really engage with.
That's because it's so fucking hard to get. This is like the goofiest they've ever been.
Yeah. Well, the evolution's even goofier, right?
If you to get a Excelgor, you have to trade a Shelmet for a Carablast, and then they both evolve after the trade.
Oh.
So, Bob's drawing. He's 9 minutes into the drawing, and you can see this on the VOD because it is a very visible reaction from me. I look over, and I can see Bob is not drawing this thing that is now on screen for Big Think. Excelgor. Yeah, this is Excelgor. He's very cool. Do you want to see what Bob was drawing?
No!
Yes.
What? Zeb Striker?
Okay. Did you get it confused for one of the fucking like Bladehead horses from 5th Gen? Is that what happened?
Kind of. I was like, well,
just a Zeb Striker.
it is. Yeah, it's them striker, but my thought process here is he can accelerate quickly because he's a horse, and he gores people with the horn.
So as 9 minutes into the drawing, I finally look over and see what's blatantly Zeb Striker. I start just looking around panicked.
on purpose.
I'm like, there's no way he knows what this Pokemon is. So he finishes drawing it.
You did it. You recreated the QVC dude saying, "Look at that horse, and it's a moth."
He finishes drawing it. And then I'm dying, of course, but I finally stop. And then Spiff spends 10,000 channel points to get us to read the dex entries for Excelgor while we keep the image on screen. So then it's like, Excelgor has problems when it gets dry.
His skin's so dry.
Its skin's so dry, it wraps
He's
itself.
just like me.
It wraps itself in membranes. So that was the hardest I ever laughed on a stream, and it almost ended my life.
We've been getting hit hard between that and the jury news last week.
Yeah. So anyway, I love that it makes bedroom eyes. I don't know why a horse would ever do that, but
It's in a Disney movie.
It's like that DreamWorks one, fucking Spirit.
yes.
Oh God.
Oh,
Stallion
God.
of the Cimarron.
However, it did inspire this art. Anyway.
Hey, what the fuck do you mean they made a sequel?
They did,
They,
yes.
what?
20
They did?
years later, they made a sequel.
They did, yes. I was hoping you'd be smart enough to go research it when I brought
Loosely based on the Netflix spin-off.
it up.
God.
Man, they really just be fucking making anything, huh?
Netflix did a bunch of weird DreamWorks things. I think they had like the Orcs or Goblins show.
Oh.
It was also by them that I've heard nothing good about ever.
This is a real problem.
Yeah.
Oh man. So there's the Poke Monday news of the week.
Awesome.
5th gen continues to be great. We leveled up our Drillbur to the point where he was Excadrill, so then he just started wiping gyms and anything that looked at us the wrong way.
We did overlevel it to the point where he's 10 levels above anything we see.
Yeah, and everything on our team,
Yes.
basically. Excadrill's insanely powerful. People are like, yeah, if you do it right, you can sweep the entire Elite Four with just Excadrill. I'm like, yeah, I believe it. This thing's stats are insane. Anyway, oh man. Unfortunately, now that we've talked about Pokemon Days, we now need to talk about Gears of War.
Did you want to talk about the coffee
Yeah.
first?
Bob got a coffee. I'm like, hey, Bob, we're low on Stoke. Stoke is the go-to GigaBoots coffee because it's a cold brew that's not insanely expensive and it's pretty tame. You can just drink it, right? And it doesn't have a strong coffee, like, acidic taste. Bob brings this fucking weird shit here yesterday. I open the fridge. I see a coffee I've never fucking seen before. This thing's called Busy. Like the word fizzy, but with a B.
Oh.
And I'm like, this is weird. And it's like organic, roast, cold brew. I turn it around, okay? This motherfucker has like 30 or 40% more caffeine in 8 ounces than a Monster does in 16.
Oh, that's not good at all.
Awesome.
No, it's fucked up.
You just have a cup of it and then immediately shit and piss yourself.
Well, let me put it this way, okay? So I poured 8 ounces into this glass yesterday.
Pour hard.
That's how much I have left that I drank. I just sip a little and I'm like, it's so fucking strong. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's that is absolutely, it's making the strong argument for fill a glass with like crushed ice, pouring creamer, pouring that, and then just shake. Because that is too strong. Yeah. Anyway, so that's now the emergency option for streams. You know, if I don't want to get too caffeinated, Bob, I'll drink a Monster.
Yeah, then all you have to deal with is the food dye the food dye killing you.
No, it's okay. Wait, actually, does Monster have caramel color? I don't know. I only drink Rehab, basically, the lemon tea one. I don't know about other parts of the country. Yeah, the Arnold Palmer. I don't know about other parts of the country. Is that constantly sold out everywhere, or is that just because I'm in the South?
It does seem like a heavily Southern thing.
Right, it's sweet tea with lemon.
Yeah, I keep ordering and they keep saying no.
I don't consume that kind of thing, so I wouldn't know.
See, that's the thing. And I have to wonder if this is a legitimate no, or like that time, I believe it was Carl trying to get a Coke 2-liter from CVS, and they were like, no, they don't have them.
It's really
like,
funny. It's really funny that one time. It has happened like 3 more times since then.
You know, Coke has been like weirdly sparse here.
Really?
I go to a gas station and it's just like there's just a sticker on the Coke thing. We're out.
Carl absolutely called them on that bullshit. Drove to the CVS after one of those times and went, "It's right here."
Yeah, in this case, it was just a lie.
Yeah, the delivery guy just didn't. I don't know. Just no fucks.
That's like a terminal level of no fucks. That's like,
it really is.
I went
that's
to
not like. It's like I want raspberry Greek yogurt, where it's like I don't know where that is. I'll just make up that they don't have it, but it's fucking Coke.
Right,
I can't find Coke.
And it's the top of every CVS I've ever been in, so like it sticks up at the top. It's like
you
a
don't
fucking
have to navigate a maze here.
Right. It's not like if I asked you to find Neosporin in a CVS, which is way harder to find, which is weird when you think about it because it's a fucking CVS. It's supposed to be for that sort of thing, not Coke.
Yeah, it's a pharmacy brand.
Right. But yeah.
We have weird like shortages on stuff. Like when I went to go see Bullet Train like a week and a half ago, I'm like, what do you want? I'm like, can I get some Raisinets? They're like, no, we're out. I'm like, how did that happen? They're like, we're just running out of everything. There's a national shortage on chocolate.
There's a national
there's
shortage
that,
on everything.
There's that anecdote where if you can't buy Coke, that means the country's going to collapse within 3 weeks. It's like some shit that they tell like our foreign assets, where it's like, if you go to more than one store and cannot find Coke, you need to leave.
Wow. Wow. That's
like,
not the worst bar.
It's like the foreign analysis equivalent of like the Waffle House scale, where you can tell how bad a disaster has been by the state of the Waffle Houses nearby. Where it's like, if they're open and it's fine, it wasn't a big deal. If they have a partial menu, it was pretty bad. If they're closed, shit went down.
Waffle House, the mercury of the temperature of a crisis. Yes. You just stick Waffle House in there, pull it out, and go, oh man, this is bad. Unfortunately, we're done with the Pokemon Days and Coffee end of the segment, which means I'm going to deflect one last time before we get to things.
Okay.
We got our copy of Kill Switch in. For people who don't know.
That's not a real game.
This is a real game. This is straight up Gear Zero. Like they made the cover shooter straight up.
Yes.
This is Namco, by the way. This isn't some shitty American dev. This is Namco made the cover shooter, and then Gears they came in and went, okay, I'm gonna take this. Thank you.
You showed the case just now, and the logo reminds me of every shitty Fox show.
Yes.
That's Tops-esque.
Mm-hmm.
That it's just like, here's some reality show where we just arrest minorities, I guess.
Yeah, here, let me zoom in on that.
You can still get him in there. There we go.
So I was
take aim, take over.
They say that in the first 10 seconds of the game.
Yes.
Dan, the lead designer of Kill Switch, Chris Sasaki, was also the lead design director of Gears 1 and 2.
It's pretty obvious.
It really fucking is.
I can't believe they actually got him.
That's incredible.
I figured that was just stolen.
Right. Because it's blatant. Man, now that I know that, that makes Gears even more of a kind of hackish thing where it's just like, we just let this guy make the same game. Mostly because Gears 1's not done. Wait, Mass Effect 1?
Mass Effect 1, which they tried to have cover shooting in there, but it just did not work. So I have to imagine he came in near the end.
Right. That's insane.
So it's like, what are we going to do for 2 and 3? Eyes turn over to seeing Gears.
Yeah. There are some things from just booting it up to make sure our fancy new PS2, video upscaler worked. There are things in the first 10 minutes that make me go, this is more of a finished video game than Gears 1.
God, Cliffy B is such a hack. Oh no. Like now there's nothing.
Right, because you wanted to assume he was the guy who was like, oh, well, I have this really cool idea.
He's not even smart enough to steal.
Right? Isn't that terrible?
Keep obtaining knowledge and the real truth all the time.
This is hilarious. This is truly fucked up in a way I never would have expected. Because that means all he brought to Gears was being a bro dude and being incredibly emotionally immature. So we're going to talk about Gears 2 story now.
I'm really excited to hear how the narrative
Let me get my knife.
Now, you guys need to know, and you could go back and watch the stream. Outside of the first pretty bad story beat that happens about a fourth into the game, we were having a great time with Gears 2. Gears 2 is a game Gears 1 should have been. Gears 2 is a game that makes you see why so many games were like, we want to be this game, right? Mm-hmm. It has amazing set pieces. It has impressive set pieces. They're fun too. And it still has the classic cover shooter gameplay that you come to expect.
And it feels really solid.
It does.
Like, the game feel is really good.
Yeah, it definitely cranked it up over the first game quite a bit.
Yeah. In fact, this is enhanced. It's 4K and 60 frames per second on the Series X. So if you're looking to try this, then that's the way, right? And that's the original version.
Colors would have been nice, but it was 7th gen.
Yeah, they added a few more colors than 1.
Yeah. Now there's some dark blues and browns along with all the gunmetal gray.
It's a lot more colorful than the Gears of War 1 Ultimate Remake, because that's even less colorful than the original game.
Yeah, which is weird as hell. that Ultimate Edition's kind of just bad.
Yeah, don't play that.
But we talked about that last week. Okay, so we were enjoying this quite a lot. We were like, oh man, I hope this is what the rest of this franchise is, which, spoilers, we played 3, no.
Yeah,
but anyway.
A quick jump forward, because I played Gears 2 and also played a bunch of Gears 3. I did not beat it for a reason that I'm sure that you will relate to.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I played Gears 2 and I'm like, wow, like I never would have expected that Gears was Microsoft's like big... We have a lot of set pieces with money in them that with different types of gameplay that like iterate on the, because that's what a good set piece does. You're still doing the same thing, but it's different.
Yeah.
You know, it's contextualized differently. Like you're on a turret or you have to guard something. And then, so I'm like, wow, I can't believe that Gears 2, like I can't believe Gears is Microsoft's big set PC franchise.
Yeah.
And then I played Gears 3 and found out, no, that's just Gears 2.
Yeah, it's just Gears 2. For some reason, Gears 3 is, in my recollection, the only game in human history that went, we did too many set pieces. We need to focus on the core gameplay. And I booed at the top of my lungs.
Yeah, it's like Gears 3, and I only got to Ice-T before I quit, because Ice-T's in Gears 3.
Oh,
Gears 3 is like,
all right.
You know, like a hash brown bowl. You got like you got
finally
like
a metaphor I can understand.
You got
Honestly,
you got like hash browns and bacon and eggs and
This
maybe
rules,
some cheese and maybe you got some gravy.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very savory, rich thing.
Bob, did you send him a picture of my hash brown bowl this week? Because I'm curious.
But you don't want to eat 8 of them.
Right.
Like it's like, oh, this is fine, but why is there so much?
What if it was all hash brown and none of the other stuff?
Right.
That's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like to me, where it's just like, we decided to focus on our fundamentals. It is nothing but potato. Yes. I'm like, please, variety. And they're like, no. It's really weird with Gears 3. Yeah, it is just we're doing hover shooter gameplay. Here's a cool mech suit. It's still just cover shooter gameplay, kind of.
The mech suit just makes you move slower,
and it
like
sucks.
it doesn't feel good.
No.
And it's usually like carry this box. I'm like, I can't. That's not exciting.
No. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Gears 2 storytelling. Content warning for people who are sensitive to suicide and other things.
Oh.
I'm just going to pull up the fucker, even though it's a 15-year-old video game or some shit. There's the whoa, where's the spoiler dimension? There you go. Okay. Anyways. So, keep in mind, I'm a person who's okay with some dark material. Usually I'm not someone who will come to a thing and be like, that's taboo. Like, I honestly believe if you navigate what you're telling and there's a point to it and it's emotionally grounded and real and honest, then it's fine to tell a story about virtually anything, is how I feel as a blanket set of rules, right? So how do I summarize? So Gears 2, to show you how crazy bad the torture is of the enemy, the locusts. They have an enemy for 10. They have the biggest badass everyone knows in the cogs. This dude, he's a Pacific Islander. I fell in love with him immediately. He's really neat. They get him for 10 minutes. And then when you meet up with him, he's like just all his pallor is completely pale. Like he's just his complexion's gone. And they're gonna have to fight their way out. They rescued him after they had him for like 10 minutes. So they hand him a gun and he blows his brains out. Because the torture was that bad. Now that was a bad enough scene. That was enough of a dude, I like that guy. Like, come on. Why did you do that? But the entire major hook of this game, these are the only two storytelling points that seem developed at all. Like remotely. Everything else in the game is dumb set piece video game that isn't extremely well thought through. You spend the game with Dom as your main bro dude. You play as Marcus Phoenix. Dom's going to be player 2 almost all the time. I think it's like...
I think it's literally all the time in 2.
Sometimes Cole comes with you. It's not
right
often.
So you get through 3/4 of this game, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Dom's been spending this whole game looking for his wife. Now, they open a chamber and his wife is in it, and she looks perfect. And it's the funniest shit in the world because she looks immaculate. She looks exactly like she did in the flashback. And Dom's happy to see her. And then Marcus is like, Dom. And then they do like what I imagine was technically very hard to do. They swap the character model during a camera movement that's very smooth. And she's now like emaciated and gray. And we don't know anything about this processing that they do to people in this game. It's not introduced well enough. The characters literally know nothing about it.
Leading up to this moment, we see that they have humans working as slaves, like mining for them too.
Right.
So it's not even like it's necessarily what they do to all of them.
Right.
There doesn't seem to be some set format for how torture works here.
Right. We don't have enough information as a player, and they don't have enough information as characters in this for you to know what's up. So anyway, this scene is the most overwrought scene in the world, and Dom blows his wife's brains out.
Yeah, he mercy kills her. It's so sudden. It's like if Bob came home, looked at the fast food order, and was like, it's wrong, and Dan just shoots him in the head immediately.
It literally is that level.
Shells die.
It literally is that bad, which is why, like, within 20 minutes, because I turned completely on the game in this moment, because it was that you didn't establish lore that justifies this. You didn't establish all these things that are necessary for me to emotionally sign on for this. We just started calling it wifant because it had all of the grace and elegance and eloquence of that contraction.
I can't believe I have to say this.
Uh-oh.
Duke Nukem Forever was right to tear on this. And Duke Nukem. Oh yeah, because there's a guy that shows up and says, "I was hanging out with this pussy who keeps crying about his missing wife."
I did not realize. That's funny as shit.
Thanks, Randy. Jesus.
Wow. So you can see why we turned on the game pretty heavily at that point. The gameplay, the rest of the game, fine. The fact
It's
the story's
so insane. It's just like, yeah, your best friend just blew his wife's brains out. It was a tragic mercy killing that definitely needed to happen. We guess we didn't feel the need to tell you why that was necessary, but I guess it was. Now do a fun boat set piece.
Yes,
Right.
and Dom goes immediately back to his old action phrases.
Yeah, Dom
Like,
literally seconds after he blows his wife's brains out is just like, yeah.
Like, you get a headshot, he's like, hell yeah.
He's like, hell yeah, nailed that one. One dead grub. And we're just,
It was
And-
like playing through Gears of War 2 made me realize that every single we need the Citizen Kane of games desperately clinging to shit like BioShock Infinite thing in 7th gen must have just come from people who played stuff like Gears of War and nothing else.
yeah. And it's funny because Phil in the middle of the stream's like, Bob, wouldn't you say this is a case of Ludo narrative dissonance?
Yeah, it's also insane that ludonarrative dissonance came up, like, was created as a term
For Uncharted.
For Uncharted. Well, Nathan Drake says funny things, but he also kills people. Doesn't that break the immersion? Not as much as shoot your wife in the head. Now go do a turret section.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're really good at managing tone over there, is what we're saying.
Yes. So anyway, Gears 2 is pretty great outside of those two story points, which are the only story.
Yeah, I've
Oh
never.
my god.
There's apparently like half a dozen Gears books, and I'm like,
Mhm.
for fucking who?
The Gears of War fanatics that read a lot.
And like with Halo, there's stuff in Halo I could be like, yeah, you could write a book about that.
Yeah.
The Gears games don't have a story, basically.
Yeah. Also,
So
and
much freedom.
I want to cover this base before we move on because I know the comment section or somewhere else will blow up with this sort of thing.
Okay.
The wiki and numerous people, when you ask them to describe this scene, goes, his wife is in a vegetative state. It's like, his wife walked towards you. That's not what that word means.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that that's something that they like stapled onto the back through like a book or a comic.
Mhm.
Where they explain this process that happened to her to try and justify it, but that is not in the fucking game. It could have been you spend that whole section before you find her looking at Locust computers.
Yeah, no, they really could have
You coulda-
established that
you
there's
coulda
no
had
way
Jack,
back.
your robot buddy, be like, yeah, they lobotomize them so they can't fight back. There
Right.
could have been something instead of
Yeah.
Dom being. It really comes off as Dom being like, I'm sorry, baby, but you're not hot anymore. And then just shooting her in the head.
It's genuinely terrible. And like, if you want me to emotionally believe in that moment, you really got to sell me on there is no way back from this. She will just have an excruciating death. But like, there's no reason that I'm aware of, because they didn't make me aware of it, that you can't have this moment of like coming back from this. You can't have like medical care that'll help, right? But we don't get that for some reason. We don't get any of that.
I just can't get over once again video game wikis lying about everything.
Yeah.
Like, Shadowfall running under the idea that an assassination will end all wars.
It is pretty fitting then that it's pretty fitting that these would be the two games that trigger that, right? that it's a Killzone, Shadowfall, and Gears of War 2. But so you know, I'm just, you know, the weeks going on, someone asked me how the stream was. I tell them about this cutscene. I explain the context of this cutscene, and I send them a link to the cutscene. They lose it because they go through the comment section. This is Voxandra from voxandra.gay.
There we go.
Ooh.
She goes through the comment section, and there's a comment, and this is verbatim. This is how the comment opens. You literally can't write jokes this on point that are as funny as this, because this is real. People that don't play this game, parentheses, my girlfriend, need to understand.
No.
I could not stop laughing. Because as we played through this moment in the game, I'm like, some dude out there, his girlfriend or loved one, saw this fucking cutscene and went, dude, this is stupid. And they're just so in there that they're just like, no, you don't understand.
What phrasing? Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. It really is like the peak. I couldn't write something as funny as people who don't play this, my girlfriend. What kind of comment? Anyways, their comment went on to explain that our blood, sweat, and tears are also DOMs. So now the cutscene's good. Anyways, that's enough of Gears 2 spoilers. Let's move on.
Sure.
There we go. We're now back to thinking instead of spoiling.
Ooh.
That's not what parentheses are for. What are you talking about? The parentheses are for wife, dead.
Yeah, we got another one of those games this week.
I know, right? How many times are we going to get a wife in a single year of streaming?
Oh no, what? Where's the other
12
wife?
minutes. we murdered her and it popped up wife, dead.
It does.
That's a good rebrand. Yeah, we should take that, Banshee Neat. Dead Wife Gaming.
No.
Ooh.
There's a lot of 7th gen games to choose from on that category.
I know,
sure
fucking
is.
like that's a theme month, baby.
I'm now also realizing that there's a character in Shadows of the Damned that is also just making fun of Gears of War 2.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, isn't the main character's wife potentially dead?
No. The main character doesn't have a wife. He just found a girl in a dumpster and took her home.
Okay.
But there's a guy who's like, the demons took my wife. I'm gonna get her back. And he just sees some random demon and is like, oh no, he's wearing my wife's skin. And starts shooting at the demon. And it's played off as like, it's like, there's no real emotion, and it happens like 10 minutes after you meet this character for the first time.
No! Would Suda really do that? Would he make fun of her?
I don't know,
Never.
man. Seems unlikely to me.
I'm now like, how many games in 7th gen made fun of wifing?
I don't
also
know.
really weird
Demon
because
must out of
Gears of War, it's weird how Gears like has those unbelievably non-self-aware moments, like
Yes.
Wifant and like Dom's heroic sacrifice to achieve nothing in Gears of War 3.
Spoilers. It is the worst kind of those scenes. Here, we're just gonna put that image back up. So it is the worst kind of those scenes where you literally come out of an area 10 minutes ago. Fucking Dom is just like, I gotta protect Marcus, baby. He's trying to save the world. Yeah, I miss you, baby. Okay, let's do this. And then 10 minutes later, explosive zombies run at you, and Dom just goes, the only way to solve this is to take this vehicle that we could drive away in, drive a quarter mile down the road, flip a bitch, come back and slam into a gas canister to blow up everything. This gas canister 4 feet away from you and your entire team.
Yeah, it was way more dangerous for you than anything else.
The whole time Marcus is just like, no, Dom, don't do it. Bacon pancakes, bacon, because he's Jake, and that's just how he sounds in Gears 3. He's the most Jake the dog possible in Gears 3.
Yeah, just fucking cut me.
It's, I could resist it until Gears 3. That's when he just started
real bad in
sounding
Gears 3.
very directly like Jake the dog. It's so good.
you have those moments, those woefully self-aware moments that like nobody could possibly think this is good or meaningful.
I remember that's where I stopped playing when I first played this. I tried to play Gears 3 way back when it came out.
But then you have stuff like
That's when it became cringe.
you have stuff like the Carmine family, which is really self-aware
Yes. Incredibly. For anyone who doesn't
and
know,
really funny.
there's a Carmine in every Gears game, and it's a different Carmine. And by the time they get to Carmine and Gears 3, I'm just like, please tell me they're C, because the last one was B, and they are. It's just literally, well, yeah, they're different letters of Carmines, and they all wear a helmet. That's the same generic
Yeah.
cog helmet.
Yes.
It's
They're literally
really
like
good.
the guy who dies to show you that things have gotten serious. Except I don't think they die in 3.
In 3, they do not, but it's up in the air until the end. See, that actually is the most spoilery thing we've said so far, because that is the only thing you'll ever care about in Gears 3.
Don't
Yes.
worry, nobody's ever going to play Gears 3. They
That's
won't
true.
get through it because it's 9 hours long of the exact same thing over and over and over again.
There we go.
Yes.
Rado has posted in chat. Anthony Carmine A, Ben Carmine B, Clayton Carmine C. What I'm saying is, if we get to Gears 4 and they don't have a Daniel Carmine, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Yeah, that's anyway. Gears 3. It's too many potatoes in this hash brown bowl.
Yum.
It's basically mashed potato bowl at that point.
Yeah, but really
No
greasy.
flavor. No salt.
No butter. None.
It's the instant, and they didn't even have milk, so it's just out of water.
Ugh.
Sorry.
Yeah, and Gears 5 should have Eric Carmine. That's correct. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm excited for Kill Switch. And, you know, I started floating a theory in the middle of Gears of War 3. I am. You know why? Kill Switch is 4 hours long. It's literally impossible to overstay your welcome when you're that
I am
short.
excited for you to play Kill Switch.
It was also weird going into these games and finding out Marcus is the worst character in these games. He almost doesn't have a personality at all.
He does not have a person. Like I don't know why they went like hyper, like stoic grumble man when they should have just made him into Chainsaw Kratos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like after Gears 2, it felt like the obvious trajectory for the franchise should have been like, no, you're gonna fight somebody in Gears 3 and there'll be like a 3-minute long QTE of Marcus Phoenix chainsawing them, but that just doesn't happen. They just give up.
Yeah. I don't know. Also, having played through Gears 1, 2, and 3, the main character should have been Coltrane.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Coltrane's great.
The best part of Gears 3 is a weird in media res moment where you go back in time 30 minutes to play as Coltrane during the opening segment you just did. And it's weirdly enough like the best part of that game, in my opinion.
Yeah, it also gave me a confidence that the game was going to let us play as Cole more.
And then you never do that.
Yeah, you never do that again. And it's like, but that was really interesting. And he's like a good character and people like him. And he's a likable guy.
Yeah, he's got this thing called a background story.
Yes.
And he has Baird, who I think is a great sidekick for Cole.
Yes.
Because it has this energy of like, Baird's a little racist, but if he's too racist, Cole just beat him up. So they work as a dynamic.
Yes.
He's always, it's just that dynamic, this Thursday, will he say it?
Ooh.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. I expected to come out of the first 3 Gears games fucking hating Baird, because apparently everyone hates Baird.
Right.
They started changing his writing in Gears 3 to be a lot more annoying. Like, he needs to be funnier, which wasn't as much of a thing before. Like, he was sarcastic, but it wasn't like, I'm going to set up this whole joke like I'm a fucking 30-year-old man version of Dexter, but worse because Dexter's funny.
See, it's the energy like I got from it was like, Baird's that guy who always has to have a sarcastic remark, but he's bad at coming up with them, so it's always really stupid.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it really, like, I came into that going, this should have been a game about these two. Because when you think about it, the first 3 Gears games, the main 2 characters are Marcus and Dom. Dom has the wifant and then self-sacrifice in a way that's completely not justified. And then Marcus has Bardock Dad, where he's the super scientist that everyone needs to make the sky laser to solve or end the world.
Not the sky laser.
There are two.
No. What? God damn it! They're trying to be BioWare, but they won't.
It's impressive. So yeah, no, Coltrane was way better. They should have stuck with him. So in the middle of Gears 3, I started having that bone-chilling moment, that cold sweats moment you never want to have during a theme month.
Uh-huh.
What if the spinoff everyone hates is good, actually?
It's either that or it's gonna kill you.
Right? I'm sitting here
I
on the edge.
I see no way for it to be the best one. I assume it's going to be like I really just have in my mind this vision of like, we have no money to develop this. This is like multiple horde mode segments with story cutscenes between them.
That is so likely. That is so likely.
Yes.
But for
It's
people
gonna
who don't
feel
know,
like playing fucking Ratchet and Clank Full Frontal Assault.
maybe not that bad. I feel like that's a high bar. For people who don't know, Gears Judgment is made by the People Can Fly team. People Can Fly, Bulletstorm. Weirdly enough, they did support on Gears 3, but yeah, that Judgment's just completely them. There's a comedic value to the sound of the crinkling paper behind me, but I doubt anyone online can hear it.
Right.
Oh, I can hear it.
Our co-host probably can, but I doubt the internet can because of the compressors and stuff. We'll find out in the comment section. Okay, they can hear it too. But yeah, anyways, I'm very excited for Judgment, and now that I know that lead gameplay designer apparently worked on Kill Switch, the amount of ire in the rest of this month. They are so lucky we did not play Kill Switch before Gears 1.
Yeah, come at them with a hammer.
Because you need to understand, in the 10 minutes or so that we tested the new upscaler, the Dex VDISL, what a good name. It just was Gears. The only difference was they didn't figure out the grenades needed a trajectory thing.
Yeah, they didn't do that in the you don't lock into cover in the same way that Gears does. You can't switch cover like you can in
you
Gears.
can't. You don't have the hold the button and then hit the button to switch which cover you're behind.
Yeah, you kind of have to do it manually, but it's still there.
It's so like I did not expect a PS2 game to get this close.
Right.
And so I'm extremely excited for Kill Switch, and I'm extremely excited for Judgment. That's going to be like an 11-hour stream. It's a lot of cover shootering. Also, this might be the only theme month where it had extreme fatigue of the core gameplay of a franchise, because between Gears 1 and Gears 3, especially when you take out the variety of Gears 2, there's not enough more to make it feel engaging and like it doesn't fire neurons. It doesn't stay fresh. It just burns out really hardcore, which is weird because, like, shooting from the hip here, if I were to look at other theme months we've done and what else might have done something like that, I would assume God of War. Mm-hmm. But that didn't have that problem at all. The PSP ones come up with their new ideas. The console ones keep feeling fresher and better and different. They change enough where at no point did it just feel like ultra fatigue like Gears 3 did for me.
Yeah, Gears 3 is so weird because they make the game feel way better. Like the shooting just is way more solid in 3 than even 2.
Yeah.
But
yes, it would have been nice to have set pieces.
Yeah. They just this core gameplay is not enough to carry a 9-hour game.
Yeah, you're basically playing Gears 3 for 2 segments. Assuming you're not a psychopath who needs to see the conclusion of the Bardock Dad saga. You're playing it for that opening with Cole, which is great, and I love that. And you're playing it for the Ice-T moment, where you go to Ice-T Town and he gives you a filler mission.
It's like so weird how it just has this structure of like you're doing various unrelated tasks.
Mm-hmm.
and you don't actually have a goal for like a huge part of it other than this vague get information so you can find out what you should be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it literally was written and everything like a filler episode of television.
I mean, every Gears is kind of like that, where your main goal isn't really clear.
I don't
You're
know
just
about that.
doing things.
I feel like Gears 1 had a very direct through line. It was just a journey to go
Yes.
to a place to get a thing.
Yeah,
And then when that
Yeah,
thing
and-
didn't
and
work out,
Gear-
it was a journey to another place to get the other thing. And then when you got that thing, you realized you could blow up the bomb. The weird part of Gears 1 is when you go, I guess this train going off the edge of these rails is in fact very, very designed to fall in the exact point we needed to in these mines to blow up the locusts. That's the part that's weird in Gears 1. Everything else is pretty, road trippy.
Gears 2 is weird because it's like, okay, we're going to have this really, really long, it's like a third of the game going underground, fighting through the locusts, setting up the beacon so our guys can drill through the ground and airdrop into the locust castle, which is like a fucking Doom castle.
yes.
Getting to the locust queen, and then it's like that plot stops. Now go off to the city defense, and to resolve this plot suddenly, we have to destroy our own city.
Yeah.
God, yeah, the end of 2 is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, the storytelling in these games is fucking terrible. But Ice-T called me a
'Cause-
bitch and ran away, so I guess.
Like,
Oh, nice.
it's difficult to overstate like the difference between the weird cliffhanger ending of 2,
Mhm.
where it doesn't really feel like anything is resolved, and how different that feels to the end of God of War 2, where it's
Yeah.
like, no, we're heading towards a big fucking ending. Kratos is riding on Gaia. They're climbing up Mount Olympus. He's gonna kick Zeus's ass. And then Gears of War 2 is like, we did it, Marcus. We saved the city.
But destroying and flooding it.
Right. It's really good. And it's even weirder because it's not like Microsoft didn't have an IP that could manage that. Look at Halo. Every Halo game has vastly better storytelling than any Gears game so far.
We play these things, and it makes me feel so glad that Uncharted gets to just be, the game happens, and it's all in there. It's not a cliffhanger nonsense sort of situation. It's just, hey, we wrote a full story.
Technically, each Gears game is a full story. It's just a bad, unfulfilling one.
Yeah, right?
They're really
Except 2 really isn't, because 2 has the whole faction they introduce for 5 minutes and then never bring up again. The story just stops, and then that's the entire thing 3 is about.
KZ, you need to understand, it literally is on the tier of basically Marcus looks at this weird creature, goes, "What is that?" And then they just keep moving. What? That's kind of how it felt. Yeah.
God, that new faction sucks to fight in 3.
It does.
It's
It
just
makes
like-
the game way worse.
Your game is fun because you can chainsaw dudes, and they made one of the main enemies a dude you can't chainsaw because he blows up.
No.
It's like, what are you
you.
doing?
Fuck you.
Yeah.
A curse upon your home.
Also, this is general Gears criticism, but your shotgun is bad. Stop giving it to me. I don't have a chance to use it.
I like the shotgun in 1 and 2, and then in 3, not only did they nerf it, they have half of the enemies explode if they're close enough to you, and I'm like, you ruined everything. You took everything from me. I now understand Wyfend.
I get that it's a trade-off because the Lancer is like one of the best feeling assault rifles in a shooter.
Right, yeah.
It puts dudes down, and I feel like assault rifles in a lot of other games don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate exploding dudes in third-person games like that.
Yeah.
Because I just think of Dead Space with the dudes
And they-
with the glowy hands. That just,
They already-
that just
Like, they already have exploding guys, but they serve a purpose because it's like, oh, the Locust have these little dog things that they strap bombs to and send at you, and that's fine.
Yes.
It doesn't need
what-
to be everybody.
But what if half of the game was exploding dogs?
now you're talking.
Who knows? That sounds like it could be good.
Yeah, exploding dogs and shooting big pulsing weak points on tentacles for way too long. It's like, what do you... You're making this just game way less interesting, and you have to know that.
God,
So much
the
mashed
glowing
potatoes.
tentacle, glowing tentacle thing is like the most 7th gen thing I can think of, maybe, where it's like shoot the big pulsing node so it stops spawning enemies.
Yeah, it is pretty fucking 7th gen.
It can endlessly spawn enemies that have guns.
Oh, oh God, ew.
That's the funniest part of fucking Gears lore, where it's just like, yeah, they all know how to use guns and they love them and stuff. I say this having only played the first 3, as I understand, because me and Bob asked countless questions of why the hell aren't they explaining this and that and all these things that are important to the story, and people in chat will be like, oh, they will. And we're like a sudden chill goes down our spine as we're just like, you mean in Gears 4? Oh no. So in 4 or 5 we get to have what might be worst parts of the Gears lore, but yeah, anyway, that's it.
It's enough Gears talk.
That's
Jesus.
enough Gears talk. Hey Bob,
Hey, what's up?
did you play anything else?
I played the Gunvolt 3 demo.
I forgot he did this.
yeah, it's
How
been a
was it?
while.
You mean Azure Striker Gunvolt 3?
Yes, that one.
The demo is available on Switch?
It is. You can go download it today.
Okay.
The first level is surprisingly sober.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You play as a new character. I forget her name, Kieran or something like that.
Okay.
Her whole ability is she showed talismans and has a sword. So the idea is, okay, you hit him with like a few talismans, and then the sword will do extra damage. Like
Okay.
it does buff damage depending on how many you hit them with.
Cool.
I was like, oh, this is kind of neat mechanic. It's very inty core, like, you set up an enemy and then actually strike them.
Yeah.
But it's not as mashy as Mighty Number 9 because you can only show like 5 talismans total or something.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is kind of neat. I like this design a lot. I think she looks really cool.
Mm.
Then level 2, you get Gunvolt.
Okay. Okay. I assume he's perfectly normal.
He adds powers to the main character, to Kieran. So now you show talismans to dudes and can teleport to them and basically nullify all sorts of platforming design.
Okay.
And you can
level
also
2?
Yes. You can also switch to Gunvolt, which for this level they let you use him unlimitedly, but it sounds like you'll have a meter on him for future levels.
Okay.
Because he is completely broken. He can jump infinitely. He can do
Man,
the
he's
same
so
teleport thing. He can do an Azuna drop on people for some reason.
I don't seem to recall him being able to do an Azuna drop.
He makes it sounds like he learned it from that other guy, the character of the other
Copen?
Yeah, Copen.
Open.
The guy who's coping?
Copen Seethen.
Yes.
Copen Seethen?
Yeah, from Luminous Avenger Dix or whatever.
Yes.
And you also get the health system from Gunvolt for both characters, which is insane and weird, where it's like, oh, if you take a hit, you don't take damage until you run out of your talismans.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to do like some other move to recharge your talismans, or else you start taking real damage. And it's like, this is just overly complicated.
No.
And the HUD is also... Wait, what's up, Phil?
I'm looking at footage and I'm like, do you think Inti Creates will figure out how to make a platformer with like slanted surfaces?
No.
Because
No.
every single it's just this is the flattest game I've ever seen.
And they don't even care about being a platformer anymore by level 2. Like I said, you can do anything. You can just
Yeah,
fly.
that was my memory of Azure Striker Gunvolt 1, where it's like this doesn't really seem like it has platforming. It more just seems like the weird speedrun thing that Inafune recommended and is obsessed with.
Yeah, and it's like speedrun can be fun, but you don't. There needs to be some basis to your game. You need, if you're making a platformer, it should have rules, and it doesn't feel like it has any.
That's really weird, that infinite jump thing.
Yeah,
And he could just always do that.
yeah, he can just always do that. He even makes a comment in game about, oh man, I used to need gear to do this sort of thing, and they're like, well, with the power of your dragon soul or whatever happened.
You're a dragon soul.
Nobody told me he was another kid. Like no one explained that shit to me one moment.
Now-
Okay, so level
now-
1, he is a dragon you fight, and you beat him and seal him into your sword or something.
Yeah,
What?
isn't he like a dog? Doesn't he turn into like a dog?
He also turns into a dog after that because that's him without enough power to take human form.
What?
This is a lot to deal with.
It is.
I
Sell
thought-
me
I-
on this.
I thought he was just like a dude that hunted like mavericks. Where's all this fucking dragon? I guess I really needed to play 2.
Yeah, 2
And
apparently.
that other one.
At some point, they explained that adepts or whatever the version of like
I think that's
telepaths-
right. I think it's adepts.
Yeah. Are becoming, as they become stronger, as they become better new types, they eventually just turn into dragons.
What?
Like, he is the first one to do it because he is
Okay.
so powerful.
Cool. Happy for them.
So the plot of this game is he turned himself over to a secret company to keep him sealed. But then it's an evil corporation, so they use him for power. Like, they literally turn his dragon power into electrical grid power. And that starts turning other people into dragons. So that didn't work out great.
Are there cyber elves in this one?
I don't think so.
Are there
Wait.
Vocaloid?
Yes.
Don't
Okay.
say wait. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
Their cyber vocaloids are different, okay,
Yeah, it's
Casey?
completely
I
different.
can't ever joke about this shit ever. You always blow me up.
The HUD is obnoxiously huge. Like, they got the thing down where the characters can talk in stage, and they actually got English voice acting for it. But they still cover half of the screen in a portrait and dialogue box, and it's like, I'm trying to play your video game. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's weird.
And then
You
only
have like, it's like the crowning trait of indie creates games, in my opinion, is not knowing how to use screen space. It's something that goes all the way back to Mega Man Zero, where there would be times where I'm like, guys, you're on a Game Boy Advance screen.
Yeah, you need to see way further in that game for how big the sprites are and stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot of blind jumps in one. Yeah, I don't know. I think that in a lot of ways, I think my favorite things Inti ever made is, Blaster Master Zero, which is very directly Blaster Master 1. So I can't even speak to Blaster Master 02 or 03. And Curse of the Moon 1.
Watermelon boobies.
Yes. I can't speak to them boobies.
Maybe fail.
As I said, they dub most of the in-game dialogue, but once in a while, it just doesn't. They don't. So there's text on screen.
What?
I was like, I just stopped reading because you were dubbing it, but that was clearly something I didn't hear.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like, what?
That's weird.
Maybe
on.
some other sound cancels it. That sounds more like a glitch unless it's constantly happening.
It happened like a few times in each level I played, so I'm like, it
That
might
sounds
be a glitch.
intentional.
I'm going to be honest. I figured Mighty Number 9 was going to break down and do that because of budgetary problems.
Right.
Shockingly, it didn't. So,
Another hilarious thing that happens in the dubbing.
mm-hmm.
The main character talks about her talismans a lot. Sometimes she forgets and calls them talismans.
As someone who never says a word the same way twice, I feel for her.
Yes, it's like, I
God,
think
that's just so wrong. That's like I play Persona and they're like, Sakamoto. I'm like, sure, man.
I mean,
Whatever you
that's
fucking
not
say.
on her. There should be some kind of
Voice
dubbing director who's
director.
like,
Yeah.
let's get another read on that one.
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Usually, ideally, that's how this is supposed to work. But I guess we're in hell.
we ran into that in Chugging Bleach, where Ishida forgot how to pronounce Reishi.
Yes, that did happen.
Jesus.
Rishi.
Yeah, they're clearly to be more oversight here.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
So what are you trying to tell me? What's the broad strokes here? Is Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 making you more or less interested than you already were?
I am now less interested because
Oh.
I really like.
Oh my god.
He said the dragon shit, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna have to play all these now just to know the lore.
Like, that stuff is cool. I really like the new gaming character they have. It just doesn't feel great to play.
Real quick to cover the bases, we do have people in chat. I believe it's Chaotic DX who said they bought it.
Okay.
That lore about the Dragon Soul stuff only in 3, and the game is literally canon to Dragon Mark for Death now.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh.
Oh, stop it! You're not. This isn't fucking cool. You're just combining all your shitty knockoffs.
I'm sorry. You're gonna have to buy them all.
You see, this is especially bad because we already covered it in news before. Their Castlevania ripoff that is a Galgun spinoff.
When are we getting like the fighting game crossover that's like on the same scale as like Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax, or that new Phantom Breakers one that like obviously has interpolation between the sparse sprites.
Yeah. But
I would have bought this.
I actually follow Chaotic DX, and I've just seen them like half caring, half coping while playing that game.
Yeah, they seem they're pretty upset in chat right now, saying this is the second indie game they've regretted buying at full price. The first was Luminous Avenger 9-2.
Oh, I bet he's the guy who told me not to buy that one.
So
Yeah,
their
probably.
last two Gunvolt games then.
Oh, that's sad.
Once again, I'm just more into this of like, cyber elves are kind of dumb, but you're telling me you become a dragon if you're strong enough. That's the fucking dumbest and most amazing thing possible.
Now it's even stupider now that I know it's apparently part of Dragon Marked for Death and not an original Gunvolt.
Honestly, in my brain, as Bob's saying this, I'm like, I wonder if they tied it into that. That's an insane joke to make. I won't make it. Inti fans might call that slander because anything you say is slander. That's sorry, I said 9. It's supposed to be Ix. Anyways, hey Bob.
Dicks,
But yeah, I had a lot of hope for this because it's the same like action director and stuff from the Bloodstain that they did the first one, Curse of the Moon.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, that was a good game. That knew restraints to put on things, and it's like, nah, we show away all of that. We're not making an NES game anymore. This is a game for adults.
all right.
They pay their taxes.
They want to be a dog who's secretly a dragon.
Yes.
Yeah,
Show me that girl's boobies.
You nailed it. This is exactly what I'm here for, doing the Vegeta thing. As I pay $60.
But yeah, I would absolutely bought this day one if it was on PS4 or 5. But they put it only on Switch. They hid it from me. They were like, you don't need to buy this.
Oh my god, fuck them.
Yeah. I too probably would have slipped, fell, landed on that game.
Yeah. I want to play through all of these for some sicko reason, but yeah.
Oh god.
Don't say that, because I too feel that way, and you know what that means.
Right?
We're not going to say it, though.
Good.
Hey, Bob, did you play anything else?
I also finally finished Live Alive, or Live Alive, or Live Alive.
Love a love.
Yeah.
It's a game you played and finished.
Yes.
Live a evil.
I don't want to talk about the ending and stuff,
Okay.
so we don't need to throw up spoilers.
Yeah.
But I will say the one thing of I have a bit of the Astral Chain feel after playing this of, oh man, what a cool concept. I wish that it was executed better.
So what you're saying is you need Live Alive 2.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's called Undertale.
Shit.
That one.
So what you're
that's
saying
fine.
is you finally
Two,
need to play Undertale.
They could totally make another one of these where they're like, we have 7 new ideas. Of just like different
Maybe
different
scale it back a
scenarios.
bit.
No, 7.
I haven't. I do intend to play this year. I imagine I'll have the same feeling I had when I finally beat everything in Saga Frontier, where it's like all these are really cool concepts. Them being truncated down to like 5 hours each. Not so good. Also, Saga Frontier was so fucking uncooked. It doesn't even have the everybody joins together story.
I also have that feeling of, man, each of these concepts is really cool, and I'd rather just have a full game for any of them.
Yeah. Some of them especially, like I feel like that Street Fighter one, it would be cool if there was like a bigger version of that.
Yeah,
Almost.
that one, Near Future could have been amazing.
Oh yeah.
And the Shinobi one is really neat. Like, I would much rather just kept following him after what happened than most of this.
Yeah. Then the way they do like 3D stuff, and that kind of blew my mind with sprite work, where it's like, oh yeah, you're like running up at different angles and the way they do cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah, no, that game looks amazing.
Yeah.
The only technical problem I have is the loading.
Yeah.
Which there's too much.
Right.
Also, special moves, you need to be able to skip them. Oh my god. Please.
Oh
See,
yeah, I
that's
was
not a
starting to
setting?
really
That's
feel
not a
it,
setting.
Oh, wow.
especially toward the end, where I'm like, I need something here, man.
Yeah, because it just becomes these battles take like over a minute, and you have to. They're random battles, and you're doing them for grinding or doing them because you have
Yep.
to,
Mhm.
and it takes so long.
You're in that ninja dungeon where it's like, I have to do these battles to unlock keys, and it's taking forever. I eventually, one of my characters just learned to screen nuke, and I felt so good. I'm like, this is the only thing. Like the Earth and Shifu learned like an energy like attack on everyone. I'm like, thank God, you're saving
Yes.
my life.
You just literally, it's the Super Star Wars thermal detonator. Like transparency,
Yeah.
go out, come back in.
Yeah, even that takes the animation just so long.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
just-
still way too long, and it's good that you said you didn't want to talk spoilers. Square really doesn't want you to. They blocked my last VOD.
Yeah, I was
Yes, I
going to
saw
say,
that.
I'm really glad Shibuya's in chat because I would have forgotten to mention seeing her, like, her VOD conundrum with
Of course,
fucking
she
Live
also
Along.
had it.
Yeah, because Square's blocking everything past Chapter 8. And this is when
Yeah,
I
what-
have to bring up
yeah.
yet again our Final Fantasy Type 0 quick play from the PSP version is still blocked worldwide.
That first
Yep.
30 minutes, the game's too hot for the internet.
A chocobo
Yes.
fucking dies, which I
They
actually
were
don't.
crazy. That's the last time I remember them doing it was in that period of Type 0,
Mhm.
the end of the third birthday,
Yep.
and when Birth by Sleep's re-release on PSP that bombed came out, the last bonus thing they put in it, they just completely
Oh,
blocked
yeah.
worldwide.
I remember you mentioning that on the stream. That it was
Yeah, where it's-
it was blocked.
Where it's like, that's the last time I remember them specifically going, no, die. The last 20% of Live Alive, just, you can't watch it.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that's a large chunk.
It is.
That's nuts. My God.
That they sure didn't have enough content to fill.
They don't want you to know. They wanted to be really surprised. Did you have any other comments?
No, that's it for stuff I played too.
Oh, okay. I didn't play much because I've been doing a lot of technical work over the last week.
Mhm.
A lot of testing equipment and stuff. And seeing if it's humanly, physically possible to fit a 3-camera setup in this room, which we found out just barely. So
Jesus.
it was an accomplishment.
Squeak by.
I know how small that shit is.
Yeah, I was going to say, when it comes to talking about this, which I think I may do a behind the scenes video eventually on the GigaBoots Prime Patreon, I need to stress to people how small this room is because every lens we use makes it appear much larger than it actually is. I would not be surprised if you told me this room is maybe at most 10 feet wide.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
bigger than that, but not by that much.
It's really not that
Like,
much. It might be
it was-
12.
It was just spooky when I first came. I'm like, good God. What the
Yeah.
the
Yeah, we
hell?
We do a lot to try to make it look comfortable, but as it turns out, Bob and I are sitting on top of each other's lap right now, and we just separate ourselves in post.
It's really funny because I think my place is actually even smaller.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's either that or the exact same size. It's like, we're compressed.
You know, for the longest time, fitting a camera in a place like this was hard.
Right.
And then we had to go and do something stupid like try to fit 3. Anyway, that's what most of my last week has been. KZ,
Yes.
we turn it now over to you.
All right. First up, house cleaning. This is going to be my final big think to mention and final main podcast here as a part of the crew. I'm going to be taking my exit as of now. I hope you finished my battle pass, or else you can't get my skin anymore.
Oh, LeBron's never gonna get that Robin outfit now.
Yeah, you'll have to wait in some months when when Dragon Ball related things happen, and maybe I can get you a cosmetic.
Yeah, you need to spend the $50 to get the KZ version of Nico Arc.
Yeah. Twitch.tv/KZ excellent. But yeah, there's no real negativity behind here. Podcasts take a lot of my time, so I'm gonna be able to focus a little bit more on streaming and whatnot. So everything's all good. Please continue to support my lovely, beautiful friends here as they continue to do the important thing, which is gaming news about Microsoft's on fire. I think that's what we do for 180 million episodes.
That and apparently our new fucking job, racing streaming services to watch their content.
Yeah, you got to speed run that shit. Other reasons I left,
like-
this month's set of cursed content clubs doesn't seem very good. I don't want to play Horizon Forbidden West for Game of the Year. The bounce arc was so bad I had to quit.
Also, I didn't want to do it, but we're all about full honesty here. It's Paige's fault.
It's Paige's fault. Me and Dan are no longer friends. We've hit all of the major hits.
KZ saw that they're getting pretty close to that Netflix One Piece show releasing, and he needs to get out before that becomes an issue.
Yeah, the only thing I'm gonna need from these guys while I'm gone is Phil, you must finish Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It is very important for Game of the Year categories.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
about it.
That will happen.
There is one that is going to kill you. Aside from that's your update on me and the status of me here. I'm going to be leaving. I have now been fired and replaced by Hilda.
She's so big.
She's so wide.
Just like me, she is quite optimistic.
She's like got a sail turned upside down for her mouth.
You know, I would pay money to see to listen to Hilda, Bianca, and Sharon's podcast. Because it would just be Sharon going, guys, come on, I had show notes, we have to keep to the structure.
Fucking Sharon's tricked by the comment section into saying something clearly red pilled. They made a really good point, actually.
Now I saw it come up in chat and people were like, who gets Mondo Cool in the divorce? I have given all assets to Dan. I made the joke he could Yuji Naka me if he wishes.
we have split custody of Mondo Cool for any Dragon Ball movies that come out probably every 5 years until the Heat Death of the Universe.
Every 5 years I can set aside 1 hour to be what's up Dragon Ballers. You got a few months until the VOD for Superhero comes out. Also, I don't think he could Yuji Naka blacken my cooler art anymore. Someone would think that's the new transformation cooler got.
Nah, check.
Why did they do that?
Let me see if I still have these assets for Mondo Cool lying around. I'm going to show you the most amazing trick in the world. Okay, one moment.
Oh, fuck me.
Damn it, it's missing. It's going to take me too long to find. Anyway,
Okay.
When you sent me that shit, when
Yeah.
you said that shit about Yuji Naka your ass out, I nearly blacked out. That was like an absolutely unreal concept.
I was assembling the zip and went, all right, here's everything they'll need. Wait a minute, I'm just on this. Like the chugging bleach one, it's just bleach art and a hole to put in whatever you want.
Right.
This one, there's a slight problem.
But yeah, no. As much as we would love to cover it while in theaters, me and Bob are terminally in Florida.
Oh yeah, it's totally understandable. I'm going there because I just don't want to get spoiled on it. The
Understand?
sucks.
No, I get it. The internet does suck.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm going in to see that tomorrow. But yeah, once it's out on VOD, we'll come in and discuss
is it actually
the new Dragon Ball movie with Charles Martinet in it.
It's actually showing near here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's showing in my town.
Wow.
Which is fucking Dragon Ball is big now, so I guess they're like, we can do a wide release on fucking Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it's showing in that theater that Aggro didn't know still existed. That's the one I'm going over to. So
Great. Yeah, I was gonna say every Dragon Ball film it got slightly closer to us of the pre-Super era, and then
That's true. Broly had like a real release. So I guess
Broly,
it's just like that.
Broly was
they're
nearby.
making real
and it was
movies
weird.
now, so
I mean they're really trying because Jujutsu Kaisen 0 was near here.
Every fucking movie theater's just like, is Oolong in this one? Then you can show it.
I'm gonna get. You're making me scared. I didn't even consider that the entire fucking time.
That's the trick. Very excited for Oolong to show.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the main housekeeping part of my segment here. Next up, video games. I played a new game that came out this week. I played Roller Drome.
Oh,
I just wanted to play that. How was it?
I'm like half and half on it. I haven't played a lot of it, but I played enough to be able to talk about it here. This is like it for people who saw it at like the summer game show. This is from Private Division. It's a cell shaded looking game where you're on roller skates and you're doing tricks and shooting people in an arena. And the concept is like, oh, you're in this futuristic tournament where people fight to the death, and it's almost Tony Hawk-esque where you're doing runs where there's a bunch of goals like go over here and do a trick next to this icon, or shoot 5 rockets out of the air, or do that type of thing. So you have your gun, and to refill ammo, you do tricks, whether you're grinding on a rail, you're doing like flips and grabs. And if you're playing the game right, you're going to weave all of these things together, and it's a little bit easier because you have this focus bar that refills really fast, where if you hit left trigger, time slows down, and then you can shoot stuff. And there's really aggressive auto aim, where if you're near and your camera's pointed at someone, a target appears, and just shooting will hit them automatically.
Okay, because I was wondering when we watched that trailer, it was very unclear if it was like, okay, free aim third-person shooter or lock-on third-person shooter, but it sounds like kind of a mix.
Yeah.
It's just an automatic lock of you're looking in this direction and you're within a distant range. You can definitely free aim, but it does not seem like they want you to ever do that.
Okay. Weird. Okay.
Like, because it's like I could shoot that dude all the way from over there, but it seems like there's damage drop off from what I could tell. But you may want to do it for stuff like, oh, there are rockets coming out, and then they'll usually place snipers in this, so you'll have like a laser sight on you, and then if you time it right, you can dodge roll to dodge through it, and there's like perfect dodge bonuses in this, and you'll get different weapons. Like I unlocked a shotgun as well. Okay. The trick stuff is very like limited because one, you cannot bail in this game at all. No matter what angle you're coming out of your jump at, you will be fine.
Do you just like gotta get a good bonus or something if you come in at a bad angle, or?
It didn't really seem like it either. I guess because they didn't want you to overload you on a ton of mechanics. Because the tricks are mainly just one for style, because they want you to feel like you're doing cool stuff, and you just needed to refill ammo. So it's like, oh, I did this grab and this flip, so I got 4 handgun bullets back, or that type of thing. But that stuff's a little bit limited. I'm like half and half on if the mechanics are really working for me just yet overall, but it feels interesting. It feels like it's trying some different stuff that I think is pretty unique, and it did kind of remind me of like Tony Hawk games where it's like there are 10 goals to try and knock out and get a really, really good run of taking out all these enemies. And also when you kill enemies, they drop health, and you want to pick that up because, they are actively trying to kill you. But
I heard Gerstmann talk about this, and I was really interested. For people who don't know, if you have the PlayStation Plus, you get the free trial, so you can try it for an hour.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah, so that's a thing.
Yeah, it's also I think I just bought it because I was like, fuck it, why not? I'm into this, and I think the PS Plus sale at the very least for I think it's extra tier. It was like $19. So
yeah, that's actually even the tier I am. So it's just on regular PS Plus. You get a discount on it. That's pretty substantial.
Yeah, I'm guessing they made some deal with Sony because it's on the trial thing and an extra nice discount. So
yeah, I hope we see more of that, because that sounds like the thing that the people were saying was almost impossible.
Right, launch sales that are decent.
Right.
Yeah. This it's also not terribly long. Like I saw a review before this that said that it took them like 6 hours to clear everything.
Man, so, we're doing it. We're bringing back the middle tier games. We're bringing back AA. Between that and Stray, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, that is pretty nice. But overall, I'd tell people to give it a shot if they have access to that game trial thing.
Yeah,
to see, because they immediately jump you into the tutorial and the mechanics and teaching you how to do everything.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump ahead on something I didn't write into news, but I was gonna cover at news, but we'll cover it now because it's kind of a transition.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't give us any classic games this month.
Oh yeah, I was actually
Already,
I forgot to put that in there.
That
It's
must
already
have just
fallen
been
apart.
like pulling teeth to get even that. I just imagine
Fucking drive.
somebody at Sony trying to explain to fucking
Jimmy.
what's the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Rai.
We didn't even get Dino Crisis. They put a picture up of it.
Well, we didn't
months
get Ridge
ago.
Racers either.
No.
Just
We didn't get the
trying
rest
to
of the
explain that
siphon
we need this
filters.
shit, and they just failed immediately. Like,
That's
how
it.
fucking pathetic.
It's funny because Nintendo's starting to put out stuff regularly, where I feel like they put out an N64 game every like 5 weeks or something.
Yeah, they're
I'm like-
starting to
so
get
I'm
it.
Like they're waking up again. What the fuck happened?
They got scared.
Everybody is waking up. Like, there's that stuff with Embracer Group opening we're doing everything to build a release old games fucking division.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Also, Wave Race 64 is the thing they're putting on.
Oh yeah,
The
that's great.
expansion pack.
Yeah.
That is a great game.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, I'm gonna get that and like do streams where I like crush 3 or 4 games they have on there.
That's a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
Were you done with Roller Drum?
Yeah. There's
Okay.
not much else to say. I only played about an hour of it.
So I didn't have the core assets for Mondo Cool, but I was able to prep some visionary concepts. Okay.
Okay, let's see what we got.
Okay. So here's our host KZ.
Hello.
But what if I told you?
Uh-oh.
What if I told you we were swapping out? It's now Voxandra. Voxandra's now.
Oh, shit!
Just a mild adjustment.
Man, a shout out to Voxandra of Voxandra.gay.
She's watching this, spitting out her cereal.
I'm so
Fucking
damaged.
no.
You did that, and I'm like, you replaced me with my dog?
Also, big fan. Big fan of Dragon Ball. Loves talking on podcasts.
They're busy losing their mind that the final episode is the one where big piece of news finally happened.
Yep.
But let's see, what else did I play? Oh yeah, I started a Sonic the Hedgehog marathon. I talked about it a little bit at the end of last episode. I saw that it didn't win the Theme Month tournament and decided to bite the bullet. So full disclosure, I have not beaten any classic Sonic game ever in my life. I've at most played 2 zones of 3. I guess I played almost all of Mania at launch, but having not had experience with it, I could not speak to anything the first time I did it. Besides, this looks nice and cool. So I thought it would be cool because I could like settle the score on the quality of these games and learn which ones are the fucked up ones. So I played Sonic the Hedgehog 1. I played all these through the Origins collection. I was like, okay, this is starting out okay, and then we hit that marble zone, and I went, this is all right, this is what the fuck were they thinking with that labyrinth zone shit? What's going on there?
They didn't like
that was a
Sonic
crime.
1 is bad. They didn't know what to do.
That shit
They
was
were like
really bad.
this shit is 16 bits, baby. We don't have to be good.
That one spot where the bubble like goes into a solid pillar so you can't grab it seems broken.
Yeah.
Like what are you cooking here? I was so scared that boss was gonna require me to kill it while climbing.
Yeah.
Like I was genuinely scared.
It's worth noting that Sonic 1 is the product of Sega, just barely coming out of the era of you get 3 months to make the whole game.
Wow.
It was great. Mark Cerny's like, we convinced Sega to let us make a game for, and I can't remember if it was a year or 9 months. Like it wasn't an amazingly huge amount of time, but yeah, I'm also losing it over here as I'm like, in case he's getting to play the version of Sonic 1 with the drop dash and spin dash, and it's still an inexcusable game.
Yeah.
I don't even know when you use either of those in Sonic 1.
You can actually cheese some parts of Sonic 1 with the spin dash. The drop dash, I don't know.
I don't even think I know how to do the drop dash properly. But
yeah,
definitely
I've never internalized how to do that.
Yeah, I've definitely done the spin dash stuff and learning various things. But the first Sonic game, we got through it pretty quickly, but things were pretty good. My wonderful friend Kat co-hosted, and every time I did a basic platforming thing, she went, "Oh, because and then had to go. I spent 20 minutes on that.
Ah,
And that was just the whole time because I guess it took her 8 hours to beat it because as it turns out that stream of her going through the Sonic games was her first time playing a 2D platformer.
oh,
That
I
makes sense.
assumed
Yeah.
that would have to be the case.
That's also the
Yeah.
infamous stream where the sound clip "I forgot I was playing a game" came from.
Man, Sonic is not a good first platformer.
No,
It is super
Definitely
irregular.
fucking not.
yeah, I literally the only thing that could be worse is Bubsy. Like you have
What
to
could possibly go wrong?
you have to dig around there to find a worse first platformer.
Yeah, so we finished Sonic 1, and because this death stream was me just playing every single thing in Origins, we moved on to CD next, because I did the story mode that does like the animated cut-ins between each game to weave them together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are some good
Sonic's-
stuff.
Yeah, Sonic CD, number one, everyone told me how to do the settings to change to the Japanese soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
And all it took was 3 seconds of the Japanese soundtrack for me to go, this was a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
That sounded fantastic. And I was actually enjoying it a decent bit. It was a little weird that they decided every level needs to be insanely vertical for no reason.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's strange.
And the time travel stuff seems relatively infuriating because anytime they put something in front of me to stop me from moving, I want to kill them.
Yes.
But I was still enjoying it until like the last 15%, and then I'm like, this is worse than Sonic 1.
I totally get that. I
Like,
do.
That last section before the one, when you get to the end of Sonic 1, they just say final zone, fight Eggman. And I'm like, okay, this works. Sonic CD is like, here's the last section. Really annoying platforming segment with these weird light bulb things that shoot a beam down and their hitbox is broken. So half the time you'll jump at them and nothing will happen. And then fight a really bad Eggman boss where I can't tell how to hit him without hurting myself.
So, if this helps contextualize your suffering,
Mm.
Sonic CD was the split off of the designer of Bland Wonderworld and Blinks.
Yeah,
That's his directed Sonic game.
Yeah, the Sonic CD is like like Yuji Naka goes and makes Sonic 2, and then Sonic 2 is like all the people who know what they're doing go and make Sonic 2.
yes, that definitely is how that sounds. From a music and aesthetic point of view, that was probably my favorite, and I was really vibing with what was going on until the game decided to just be horrible. So I went, it slightly edges out one, but I don't want to play either of them again.
Understandable.
Then we hit Sonic 2, and that was pretty delightful. I really enjoyed that. I ended up people were saying, are you going to find the secret? And I did in fact find like that hidden palace zone. I really thought that was neat. General, the gameplay just felt a lot better. The levels continued to have like some decent ideas to them. We hit the final boss. What the fuck's going on?
What? There was just a horse on screen. Don't worry about it.
What? Oh no, I'm talking about the final boss. What the fuck's going on over there? Like you go into that boss and I'm like, where are the rings? Why are these 2 fights in a row? Why is this so rough?
I'm not sure I ever told you. I was playing the original fucking version of that game.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing like, here's just a fun game I'm gonna beat after we beat this other game. I went through 3 continues in all my lives at the final boss and went, well, guys, we're gonna cheat to get back there.
Yeah, so one, I would never beat this if I owned the original version. No way in hell. Because that would have happened to me once. I'd be devastated and just quit.
I remember getting stuck there as a child. It's not a good experience.
We're having a back and forth with my friend about it, where they're like, "No, I think them not giving you rings is like a good design thing," and I'm like, "You're the one that really likes Crash Bandicoot." Now I'm noticing a thing where in both boss encounters here, I can't get hit once, and then I said, "Why don't we share play it?" And then they did it. They won with 2 seconds, full seconds of input lag on the final boss in Sonic 2 for me. Which I thought was an amazing bit. Where I'm just like, because you keep seeing them try to autocorrect because it's 2 straight seconds of input
Right.
lag on everything.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, that seemed like the most aggressive. Don't you beat this on a rental. Don't you dare. Don't even think about it.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, but overall, I was enjoying that one, and not too much to say about 2 past that. Then there was 3 and Knuckles. I did not know that was actually just a game and a half. So when I beat the first one and they're like, there's 6 zones left. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? There's 6 zones left. My bones are turning to dust. We're on like hour 9.
Yeah, no, it's really big. And you actually get to play it again and with the real soundtrack because they ruined it for that re-release.
Okay.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
The what is it? Launch-based zone, I think it is.
Yeah.
In 3, that made me laugh in the intro every single time because it goes and I'm like, what is this fucking terrible song?
Like, fucking, what is this? Rocket Knight Adventures, but bad? Like,
they should have done anything other than what they did.
Yes.
Like
that's an accurate way of saying.
Like they could have done whatever they needed to do to actually get the songs. They could have paid the composer from Mania to be like, make us new ones. Just do it.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, we got an internal person to clean up some dog shit from 25 years ago. Do we think that's good enough? And then it's like, I
was going crazy. Like, people were like, you gotta finish the zone, man. we gotta get out of here. But I really enjoyed all the ideas they had for various different things. Even when I didn't think the zone was great, like Sandopolis, I really enjoyed various ideas they had at the time for things to do in there. And I'm like, okay, this feels like we're throwing everything we have into this now that we've made multiple of these games.
mm-hmm.
And I also really like Sky Sanctuary, where it's just like, this Metal Sonic's just going to use all the old bosses. This is really like coming together. Me playing all of these in one go for the first time kind of really made it feel like a narrative, like finale type of thing. Really, really enjoyed that. And then I hit the final boss and I was so mentally exhausted. I'm like, where are the rings again? Why'd you do this to me again? Come on, man. I did not know how easy it was to cheese that dude's fingers at first.
Oh, yeah. The spin dash. Yeah.
Yeah, I was so exhausted that the second phase of the final boss shoots a chest laser, and I'm so tired. I'm like, come on, man, I don't even know this timing. Come on, I'm done.
Yeah, the latch opening up based on what you do, and then you have a certain amount of time. Yeah, that part's a little like, what am I doing?
It's based on sound instead of like visual for the beam, so it became this thing of being very difficult. And then after that, you have to beat him up while running away. And of course I died the first time. I mean, because the fucking floor fell out and ruined my life. But I got through it, and I definitely thought that was my my favorite one of the Origins games. I really enjoyed going through those and understanding the plan. And I was thinking of putting it off until later for release order, but I just decided to do Sonic Mania so I could like examine it compared to the other ones, and I'm really glad I did. I think it gave me an appreciation immediately for the fact that it reuses levels, but it reuses them in ways that made me like appreciate it, where it's like, oh, some of the wacky workbench stuff is now in Chemical Plant for its second act, or Oil Ocean uses all of the Sandopolis gimmicks, but in an infinitely more interesting way and in an actual good level.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it started making me go, these are the old zones, but they're better versions of those old zones for me.
Yeah.
Where and the new ones are absolutely fantastic. The music is insane. I got a little worried though. I hit that last level. That last level's long.
Yeah, it is.
It's
a timer scam level.
It literally is.
It is a timer scam level, and I'm like, guys, I timed out. I timed out on like the second act on one of them, and that's when my bones started melting, where I'm like, guys, I really don't want to do this shit again, but I'm having an amazing time, but I would really like them to not fuck me like this, because unlike Origins, there's no infinite lives like story mode type of thing. I'm just going through it here. And then I hit the final boss, and my co-host, everyone has anxiety. So we get like warped into one of the parts of Mania's like last boss where you're like fighting the motorcycle one, and I pick up a ring and they go yay, and then I get hit and they're like no, and like one of my friends in my chat fucking Prowley's like I had to leave because I was way too nervous.
Yeah.
I game overed, and I click in. They drop me on the final boss. They patched that shit to make it easier.
Yeah, that's
They're like-
understandable.
They're like, we know what you made. You do not have to do any of the zone again. Just fight the boss again.
Yeah, Titanic Monarch 2 is the only level in all of Sonic I've consistently timed out on. Like,
They literally
Sandopolis
did
has
it.
done it to me before, but I haven't had 2 complete playthroughs of Sonic 3 and Knuckles where Sandopolis has timed me out, right? Whereas Sonic Mania, literally 2 times I played through the game entirely, timed out.
Yeah, because you get stuck on the electro balls, and you're like, I'm looping. I'm being an idiot. This is it, guys.
Yeah.
And then, God, it was just going through that. They found a way to create Eggman Land, but 2D. Where I'm like, this is the longest level of all time. What are you doing? But now that I don't have to worry about, redoing the entire zone, I'm fine with.
Mhm.
I'm fine with that. Another unfortunate thing is when you play Sonic for the first time and you play Sonic 3 and you hit a Hydro City Act 2 and go, oh fuck me. It's just Big Think Dimension.
Oh no,
Yes.
my stream is ending and plugging a Patreon. Help.
It really did hit me a little hard. I'm like, God damn, this is why I can't play Mega Man X4. It's
Yeah.
just there's certain things I just cannot do.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Mhm.
true. Like people have been damaged by this podcast when it comes to those 2 songs.
Your good songs.
Yeah. Yeah, they are fantastic songs, so it's understandable. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Mania. That's my favorite of those types of games. All the bosses are great. The hard-boiled heavies are amazing.
They
all
are.
all the little references are good, and they had something approaching a special stage I'd want to do. I still only got 2 emeralds, but it approached something I'd want to do.
I was gonna ask, and I was trying to wait until the end of Mania to ask. So you've played all of these Sonics. Now you must decide which of the 4 Sonic mini games to get emeralds is the fucking worst.
Okay, this is like really, really tough because I don't have much love at all for spheres.
Yeah,
But I can say with confidence, what the fuck's going on with 1?
one's
fuck
really it's really bad
One
and
is
it's
really
ratty.
I'm playing the good version of this where it's running at 60.
Yeah,
I'm not doing whatever nightmare it is where it's like, oh, the frame rate's low, or you're playing it on the Game Boy Advance port
right.
where there's less screen space. I just think that one's really stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
This is dumb. 2's obviously is a problem where if you're playing as Tails, like, he's stupid and he'll fucking get hit by shit because he's too slow.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to choose, I would shoot one in the head and be like, Mania's fun. I like the little 3D dude. I like that it's like the CD one, but good.
Yeah, I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Bob.
The worst.
Yeah, what's the worst? What's the best? Because I'm kind of sitting here with KZ of I think 1 is the worst.
1 is really bad, but I haven't gone back to it in so long. I can't.
Plus, you haven't played the original version, probably, maybe ever. I don't know.
No, I played it when it came out.
Okay.
I had that one.
'Cause-
I don't think I got more than 2 gem rolls.
Gemeralds, Chaos Gemeralds.
Yeah, let's go, Jim.
I think it rotates at like 10 frames a second.
Yeah, it's miserable.
It sucks.
I hate the 1 and 2 a lot.
Uh-huh.
We went back and played the old version. I hated that. We did the new version with the 3D graphics. That might be even worse.
I honestly hate the new version more.
So I'm going to say 2. I feel like that is the worst in my
Okay.
opinion. It aesthetically is nice. I like the way it looks.
Uh-huh.
I cannot play that.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. It's just the Sonic 1 thing where they bounce you off into the exit. I'm
Yeah,
like, if I
yes.
was a kid, I would kill these motherfuckers.
Yeah. No, that happened to me a lot.
like, no, I don't want to leave. Thank God Origin's like, would you like to spend a coin to do it again?
Yes, that's the
At no
smartest
time
thing
did
in
I
that game.
agree to do it because I know the content's bad. I'm like, I'm good, man.
But KZ, that
I
means
don't
you.
need this ending. I don't need it.
Did that mean you didn't get Supersonic in Sonic 3?
I didn't get Supersonic ever.
That
Okay.
means you missed out on the worst song in that game.
Oh,
no.
He reminded me.
Yeah, the Sonic
It's
3.
literally a Sonic 4 sounding song.
Yeah.
Oh no.
See, in the original version, it just sped up whatever theme was playing, okay? And then in the new version, it sounds like the title screen to Sonic 4, Episode 1 or Episode 2. And it's terrible.
That always reminds me of in Sonic Generations, right before the final boss that's really bad. They're like, okay, classic and modern Sonic are going to become Supersonic. And they played the stinger that starts Live and Learn. And then it switches to the Sonic 4 Supersonic theme. And it's maybe the worst blue balls, I think, in video game music history.
Yeah. Sonic 4 is the only game I'm nostalgic for being pissed about.
Yes.
Hey Talking Chat is correcting that is in fact the invincibility theme in the original, not just the song but faster, which is fine. That was fine. They didn't need to change that.
No.
I will take that.
Not in this way, at least.
They don't need to change it to do 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 because I just start getting PTSD. I just start.
No, please don't.
I'm walking slowly uphill.
Yeah, like come on, man. But it's been fun to slowly chip away at these. I've got a lot of them planned for the weekend and the next coming week as we try to play as many of these Sonic games as we can in time for Frontiers to have a really good spectrum on things. My co-hosts have a varying amount of opinions. This one almost killed me. Where my great friend Ari made the statement, I liked Secret Rings more than Generations. I'm very excited for that stream.
They're entitled
I can't
to do
even. Here's my entire experience with Sonic and the Secret Rings. I rented it. I came home. I put it in. They told me to hold the Wiimote sideways and tilt it forward to accelerate and backwards to decelerate, and went, oh.
Yeah.
And then I took it back and got my money back.
Yes.
Like, guys, it's been an hour. Let me swap this out for something else.
Like, at no point, like, you guys, a lot of you now are in the mindset of the Sonic cycle, right? That didn't exist then.
No.
We didn't have the Sonic cycle. We didn't know what Secret Rings was going to be until we booted it up. And I was like, I'm so sad.
Yeah. No one made the picture until Unleashed.
Right.
Yeah, it was that thing of like, oh, all the previews look cool. Then you get it home and it's everything is motion controls. Everything.
Yeah. And like the gameplay would be not amazing, but fine.
Yeah, passable.
Ugh.
So I haven't cross-referenced the charts yet. I haven't checked out your infographics. Is Sonic 4 on any of your lists?
I might do it. I've decided this thing where I'm gonna do games that aren't tied to the goals, and I just leave the goals for the big games that are mostly bad. Like my current stream goal is Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 06, and Secret Rings in one big clump.
Ugh.
You should definitely do a Doomsday goal and put on a certain fan game that I'm going to talk about in a little bit.
You know, I might in fact start digging into fan games as well, but like I'm gonna say it at the end too, where we're going through Sonic Adventure 1 this weekend, and then I'm gonna fit in 2, and I'm also gonna do the advanced games. I've decided
Cool.
I need to understand those.
Yeah.
I'm going to download a save that has all the emeralds on the save so we can just see what the true ending is each time. I asked people, is this possible? And I can just see it, and someone's like, you'd have to play this game 4 times to see it anyway. And I'm like, you what?
God,
Because
that's psychotic.
You have to find 6 giant rings or some shit in a level, and then it unlocks a special stage, and everyone went, every Sonic event special stage is the worst in the series. Thank
As
you,
that conversation earlier should have clued viewers into, that isn't easy.
No.
Yes.
Sandopolis Zone exists, actually.
So someone literally told me the hitbox for rings in the first game special stage do not work.
That is actually one of the things that will instantly make me just rage quit a Sonic game. Like, it's just... So as an owner of many Game Gear Sonic games... Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had the
rings
horrible.
not working is
Oh, no.
No!
Uh,
An alley oop.
yeah. Aside from that, I did two more Sonic related things. I was playing Sonic All Stars Racing Transformed a little bit. I went through the main campaign of that. That game's still stellar. One of the best kart racers that we've gotten. Really fantastic, like career mode that has more than just Grand Prix races. That has like other wacky modes they have you do. The roster's fantastic. Really good. I wish they made another one of those. So then I played 2 hours of Team Sonic Racing and got upset because there's only Sonic
Yep.
and none of
I
the
don't know what
interesting
possessed
big
them to do
IPs.
that.
Also, it's team based, so you need to ensure that your 3-man team like does well and they score them together. So it becomes this thing of like, well, one of them did really bad, so you didn't win.
Right. Like, what a nightmare.
That's what I want in a racing game, to have to babysit AI partners.
Yep.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that I think is everything I played this week. Cringe before zapping.
Ominous.
I had the horrible thought
Uh-huh.
What?
of if Sonic 5 came out. And it was like a integrate style Mega Man 9 and 10. And it's like, no, go back to Sonic 1. You don't have a spin dash
No,
anymore.
fuck you. That is the worst shit ever. And they're like, for this one, we limited what we allowed the Mania team to do. We wanted it to be like Sonic 1 and no new zones. In fact, 2 of them are Marble Garden zones.
The game's
Oh,
director
yeah.
is the fucking Sonic fan equivalent of Mike Stacklasa talking about Star Trek the motion picture. Look, sometimes I don't want to go fast. I want to push a box slowly, ride a box slowly.
You know, I
get
Slowed
on the
down version of the
box.
songs.
Drown.
I get on the box. I go get my oil changed. I come back. I'm still on the box.
I almost forgot. Feel?
Yeah.
I didn't understand the complaints about 3-act zones. I get it. I get it now. I
Yes,
really
yes.
understand. I understand why that's a problem. What the fuck were they thinking at the end of Sonic 1? They're like, we have no more ideas for this level. Do Labyrinth Zone again.
That
one
is
act.
so fucking funny.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That is so
They're like,
fucked up. First time I
of
beat
all
that game,
the
I was
ones-
furious. I was like, no. You don't get to do that.
What the fuck, man?
Labyrinth Zone Act 4.
Like, no. Of all the zones to bring back at the very end.
So upsetting. It really
Oh,
is.
God. Also, that fucking, that Metropolis zone in 2 fucked up. All the enemies are fucking terrible.
But it's got really good music. By the way, that final area in Sonic 1, just so you know, that actually disconnect.
Yeah, that completely
are-
is
are
not
you-
going to cut my audio.
Is it good now,
Hello?
Bob?
No.
Meow?
Bob can't hear anyone. He's flying in pure darkness. Bob, you have to be kidding me.
Okay,
here.
I think now it's working.
Bark, bark?
Okay, thank God.
I was like, Bob, my
Yeah!
voice is very booming. You should be able to tell whether or not you can hear my voice with explosive. Anyways.
So about the end of Sonic 1.
So the end of Sonic 1. That final act, the song is just stolen from Blade Runner.
Oh, that makes sense.
Just whole cloth. They were like, this is cool. Thank you. Goodbye. Anyways,
Yeah, also fuck Echo the Dolphin.
I mean,
I knew that dude composed the American version of Sonic CD, and people just start dropping lore about what that game is. Fuck that game.
Echo the Dolphin's
all I-
really cool and a nightmare.
All I needed to hear about Echo the Dolphin was that the final boss could send you back a level.
It's very powerful.
Having played multiple levels in that game, that makes perfect sense that that's what it would escalate to. Holy crap.
Fucking Ninja Gaiden 1, where it's like you died on the final boss. Go
Yeah.
back 2 levels.
I'm really glad Ninja Gaiden months didn't win, Bob.
That's
Oh,
fair.
I'm fucking
Yeah.
glad.
Thankfully, my week is done, so we don't have to talk about Sonic anymore.
I have some bad news.
Oh no!
Ominous. Hey, Phil, what did you play?
Well, first, I played Super Cream 64.
Ooh.
Cool.
It is a ROM hack / fan game, call it what you will, of Mario 64, but where you play as Cream. And Cream is an invincible super god who cannot be stopped by anything.
It's true. Yes.
So imagine Mario 64. Dan, you undersold this as a glide.
Yeah, you go up.
I know. I really undersold it because I'm like, well, if I say you can fly, they'll think like Mario 64 flying, and it's not. It's not remotely as challenging.
It's no clip flying.
Wow.
So you jump, and then you press the jump button again, and you will ascend maybe 150% of a jump height, like 50% more.
Yeah.
But you don't have to ascend all at once.
Yeah.
And as long as you have any of that ascension left banked, you will very, very slowly fall. So you can go ridiculous horizontal distances.
It's so good.
And if that wasn't insane enough, you can jump, wall kick, glide back into the same wall, and Mega Man X up any wall in the game.
Yeah. And that's what turns the incredibly involved mountain star, where you have to make your way all the way to the top, find the false wall, go through there, do a bunch of slider segments, and then come out in the middle of the mountain, become a 4-second star as you do a triangle jump against the wall, jump off, glide, and immediately grab it. I'm like, this is an amazing fan.
I got 120 stars for the first time. I did not touch a single carpet in Rainbow Ride.
Why would you?
Play this. I have got to play this.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Badly.
It's just like, you all are fools. That jumping up doing a complex platforming segment, that's for mortals.
Cream's like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Has a lot of great costumes. Some examples are, it has a bunch of Sonic costumes. Like, it has Cream's Rider's outfit, like it has a cute Christmas outfit, a Halloween outfit. It has Anya from Spy Cross Family.
It also has Travis Touchdown.
Yes, it has Travis Touchdown. It has Jack Garland.
Yep.
Which, if you select Jack Garland, Cheese, who follows you around at all times, Cheese just gets Garland's gigantic helmet.
It's good.
I need to play that aspect of this game yesterday.
Yeah, it's so good.
All the enemies are replaced by Sonic enemies.
Mm-hmm.
All the music is replaced with Sonic music. And I really enjoyed that part because I'm like, I've never fucking played Advanced or Rush, and I certainly don't remember Heroes' music. So I'm like, wow, Sonic has a lot of great music.
Yeah, turns out that's the most consistent part of that franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did make the joke that, like, that video people post sometimes of like a guy making hamburgers at McDonald's, and people post something like She-Hulk when she loses to Saul Goodman, and it's the video of the person making hamburgers at McDonald's.
Oh, God damn it.
It's just that's the Sonic team if Sonic had bad music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, we would not have gotten to the having as many Sonic games as we have if Sonic had bad music. But yeah, it's incredible to like, if you give the player just a bunch of power, you don't feel super powerful. But being given this godlike ability in Mario 64, one of the games I have played a lot, is like, you're just invincible.
Yeah. Yes. It's so good.
Nothing can stop you. I think I got the Boyle the Big Bully star in Red Hot Lava Land. I think I got that in 5 seconds. I flew across the map, did a ground pound, and killed him, and that was it.
It just shoots up a bunch of rib cages like he's in Mortal Kombat.
So definitely check out Super Cream 64, made by Game Bun, or one of the lead developers, Game Bun, a GigaBoots viewer. Lots of the dev team were in the stream. It was a lot of fun. One of them was like, I wasn't sure if I should let you infinitely climb up a wall by using the glide, but I guess people like that.
Yeah,
because I'm like, because I was like, how do I get to the roof of the mansion in Boo's mansion? Should I go through the level? No.
Why would you do that?
Absolutely not. Yeah, that.
I also like that it replaced most of the small scale, like you go into the hole and you're swimming around the aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
Like it replaces those with custom levels, which I think are much better than the ones.
Yeah, that aquarium is the most easily replaceable thing in Mario 64. It's just the most something should have gone here.
Yeah, no, I like it in the context of that game because, like, oh, I actually go into the aquarium that I see in the area, but
yeah,
that's like,
but
that
like,
wore out 20 years ago.
yeah.
And I really liked it replacing the vanish cap obstacle course because getting the red coins and there's a pain in the ass. It's like fall down perfectly, and if you miss one of the platforms the red coin is on, fuck you.
Yeah, not a fan of that. So it was really funny. I got literally everything but the vanish cap, and I'm just walking around this theme park that is the replacement for the vanishing cap course. I'm just like, where the fuck is the button? And then I look to my left and I just see the stand. Where it's just this exhibit, and I'm like, okay, that's really funny that somehow I got every coin before noticing this.
That level also has Hocus the Hedgehog, who is a magician, and shows you her magic trick, which is exploding, and if you're too close to her, you take damage.
It's really
That's
good.
a cool trick.
It is. It is a really cool trick.
But highly recommended. Unfortunately, I played another Sonic fan game prior to that.
Oh?
I played Sonic Omens, #Omen Sweep.
Let's go, baby.
So Sonic Omens is a 3D Sonic fan game. Takes a lot of inspiration from the Boost style games. Where do I fucking begin?
There's one point of data that isn't tied to anything else that we could just get out early, and it's the quality of the voice acting, where Shadow's Russian now.
Everybody's Russian because it was
right.
done in Russia.
But his accent is really, really obvious, and I actually really enjoy like the delivery there. Okay, apparently Shadow is Spanish, they're saying, but the tone with Shadow is really great. But apparently a number of voice actors were replaced at the last minute with Russian. That gets into lore about the game. But there's like, you know, when you were talking earlier about Azure Striker and talismans.
Yes.
All I could think of is, yeah, having a voice director who will like tell you to redo a take is important. And then I thought about, we're talking about Sonic Omens later.
So I'm really like so they made a Sonic game where rings don't work right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
For one, while you're invincible after taking a hit, rings bounce off you. You can't pick them back up.
Why?
I don't know why. And the ring, when you get hit, it's not like a normal Sonic game where all the rings just explode out of you. They like come out of you one at a time in a long spiraling line. If you pick up any before that line is totally out, it re-deletes them. It's like, well, you're still in the vomiting rings phase.
I have to wonder if some of these things are engine related. I know this uses, I think it's called the Infinity engine that they made for Boost games, for Boost Sonic fan games, and like a bunch of them use this.
Oh.
So I have to wonder how many of those things are just like, we're all using this same bad thing.
Oh.
Maybe, but that's like on the lower end of the game's problems.
Yeah.
Weirdly, yes.
That's insane, because that's a huge problem.
I know, I'm shaking. What do you fucking mean?
I'm gonna try not to like be too malicious in punching this game, because it is just a fan project, even if my understanding is that the creators are kind of dickheads.
And they were trying to charge money for it.
Yeah, they were
Patreon thing.
Excuse me?
Yeah, they tried to do a Patreon so you could have access to do beta testing for them. And apparently Sega went, knock, knock, motherfucker.
They're like,
and then
we're very nice. We let every fan game live. But let's not
come on.
Too close to the sun.
And then they didn't even take any of the feedback from the beta testing.
Ugh.
So this game opens with a couple of fine boost style levels. They aren't great, but they're fine.
Eh.
Then there's a boss that you can only hit when it decides to get tired and sit down, and you have to hit it 10 times.
Oh my god, that's every bad 3D platformer, I'll have you know.
It's also every single boss in Sonic Omens.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Except the very, very final boss, which has its own terrible mechanics. Then, because I guess they decided they needed variety,
Uh-oh.
you have to do a plain level as Tails, and then a plain boss as Tails.
You know,
Alright.
on paper that sounds fine. Sonic Adventure 1 has a plane level.
Right?
Yeah, Sonic Unleashed actually has those, like, 2 plane levels.
And these are they're bad. The plane doesn't control well. It's like a weird. Okay, Bob, imagine the space shooter segments of Ratchet and Clank on PS2.
Okay.
Now imagine you made that like a weirdly open world level for no reason.
Oh no.
Oh, no. No.
No, don't shake the baby.
So you do that, then you fight one of the omens, which are these things that protect the Chaos Emeralds, I guess. And it's like a gigantic, it's a kind of cool looking. It's like a gigantic like Aztec snake rock monster that's glowing red. And you fight that in the plane, and that's bad, but it's fine. It's worth noting that every single Sonic game, every single thing in any Sonic game is canonical to Sonic Omens. So they're constantly talking about Chris Thorndike, the human character in Sonic X.
Yep.
That just seems weird.
It's hilarious is what it is.
In fact, the villain in this is a Metarex, one of the plant aliens from this last season of Sonic X.
Oh my god.
Which you know what? I'm fine with that. Sonic
I just
should
can't believe it.
You can do worse for villains in a Sonic game than just having like some shonen villain show up. Like that's basically what Sonic already is.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could do worse than have Jin Kari show up to fight Sonic.
You could.
Sonic would fucking cream that dude.
No, this is a Sonic fan game. He would go Supersonic, good job.
I'm gonna kill him.
So the biggest problem with this game is they really like putting in this fan game. Well, actually, the bigger problem will be later. But the biggest problem with the parts that are decent,
The biggest problem for now.
for now, is they love doing these segments that don't work right. Like, I don't even mean they work right 60% of the time. I mean, I never got them to work right at all and had to circumvent them. Like,
All
there's
right.
multiple points where it's like, run on this wall, and I'm like, bro, what you made, this does not work.
Oh god, I actually saw part of your stream where you were trying to do that. It clearly didn't work at all.
Yeah, that same level also has, it started reminding me of Tack.
No,
Because it's like,
no.
do platforming on these translucent blue platforms that blend into the background really badly.
That was the worst those games got for me.
Also, every level is really, really long. Like, they regularly got to like 13 to 15 minutes for like a Sonic Boost level.
What? Yeah, no, even Unleashed, which has the longest boost levels in the series, they're like, this one caps at 7 minutes.
Yeah, like that just seems incorrect.
That, like, and another like fan game type problem is your boost meter goes down insanely fast. If you're not constantly grabbing like these power-ups they made to give you more boost, you just run out instantly. Which feels like a fan game thing. Like, well, we don't want to make it boost to win, so we'll just make boosting terrible. Every single boss in Sonic Omens, except for the last one, which has its own quirky mechanics, boils down to or the one you fight is Shadow, because Shadow is playable. There's a whole section of the game where you play as Shadow.
Of course.
But every boss boils down to wait for the boss to do this thing, and then you can hit him. Which is really goofy when you have to fight. I forget what it's fucking called, like the Egg Raven or whatever. It's a fucking Eggman mecha that's shaped like a big fucking bird, and it's entirely a scripted fight. Like it has set pieces in the boss fight. So sometimes it'll just decide, no, you can't do anything right now. Just keep avoid. Real big problem. Attacks that aren't telegraphed at all and instantly hit you.
Yeah.
I can't count how many times some shit from off screen hit me, or how many times a boss used this is the move that I have that I do not telegraph at all and shoot a super fast projectile at you.
Oh yeah. I watched, just to be clear, I watched as much of this stream as I could catch. It was like multiple hours. And this is not only the biggest dumpster fire I've seen this year, but during boss fights, like I'd be watching and feels like, oh, there's a ring or a pickup I need over there, which I'm sure he'll get to the exact one I'm talking about later.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's a ring or a pickup over there I need to get to it. He'll just be running at a moderate speed, and I'll see 1 inch from behind him. Just a giant obliterating Hadouken flies past him so fast you see him for 3 frames, and I just sit there and go, well, it's a good thing he holds the stick completely forward, because there's no audio tell or anything.
What did they mean by this?
Yeah, we'll fucking get to that.
What were they cooking?
So the plot of this game is that the evil Metarex wants to get the Chaos Emeralds and shatter them to make them release all their energy at once to power a time machine so he can go home.
Okay.
He wants to do this because Chris Thorndike died of COVID.
What?
Not literally, Bob, but that's basically what happened. He got rapid aging disease from dimensional travel. Because that's a thing in Sonic X. They do the Sonics from another dimension thing. So they show what is obvious. They show adult Chris Thorndike, which is obviously an edit of Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora's model.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad.
And he died. So now the Metarex villain, who was his friend, I guess, wants to go back in time and doesn't care if destroying the Chaos Emeralds will destroy the world, because it'll make all these giant omen monsters just rampage forever. So you do a bunch of bullshit, and then you get to play as Shadow. And Shadow has cool ideas. Like, he has 4 different chaos powers. Okay. He has chaos control, which is basically the world. It slows down time a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He has a chaos blast, which solely exists because they made combat rooms and nobody liked them, I assume. So you jump up and hit the chaos blast button, and Shadow goes and explode, but does a big explosion and kills all the enemies. He has Chaos Arrow, which is, where do I go? I don't know how to progress. Oh, there's a switch I have to shoot with an arrow using the terrible first person aiming they added.
Chaos Detective Vision.
Does he throw his hat to do it?
No, he just throws like an energy bolt. And then you have Chaos Dash, I think is what it was called. And it makes you blink in the direction you're going. So if you do it while jumping, it's like trick up in DMC. You just teleport up. And there's some parts where it's like trick up 4 times. I hope you had full chaos energy, otherwise you die.
Yeah.
So the plot of this is that Shadow is helping the villain, who also secretly controls Gun, the military from Sonic Adventure 2.
You mean June?
G-U-N?
Yes, Shadow's voice actor says G-U-N. Everybody else says Gun.
Yes. And it took me 2 times of him saying it to be like, he's literally spelling it. Okay. No one told him it's Gun. Just say Gun.
He's working for Gun because he thinks it'll let him see Maria, the little girl who died in Sonic Adventure 2 again. But he's being manipulated by the villain, and you'd think, oh, it's like magic. He's like using magic to give Shadow these hallucinations of seeing Maria and making him work for her, like making him work for him. No, he's using like a drone with a hologram projector on it.
What?
To trick Shadow, who, by the way, before this, Shadow has to fight a World of Warcraft boss. It looks exactly like a World of Warcraft boss. It's like a big man with like a squid face that comes out of like a purple portal. And that's one of the omens, so you have to beat it up so Shadow can get a Chaos Emerald for the villain. But once once the villain's plan is ready to be put into full motion, he has the drone attack Shadow, and you have to do a boss fight against Maria.
The first thing I was gonna say coming into this stream is like, watch, it's a Sonic fan game that's trying to be smart. You'll have to kill Maria by the end. And as I'm trying to look up what's up with the Shadow voice actor, the internet's like, but no, really, you do fight Maria because of a hallucination. I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah, and she's also like weirdly a World of Warcraft boss. It's very strange.
Yes, stand in middle, send out waves.
So you beat Maria, and then the cutscenes in this game generally look very good.
Yeah, I'm floored by how good they look. They look downright professional, like 99% of the time.
Yeah, there's like a cutscene where Shadow drops his limiter armbands because those are power limiters. We find that out in Sonic 06. And does like maximum spider on the squid face boss and obliterates it. It's really cool.
It is, yes.
And then there's the point where the villain has to fight Shadow, and Shadow drops the limiters again, and there's like a really cool shot of them shooting at each other. So you get to the fucking Metarex of Sonic. Oh wait, how could I almost forget the worst level I've ever played in any video game ever?
Oh my god!
So you get to the final act of this fucking game. And you see Tails, Eggman and Sonic have joined forces.
Yeah,
because it's like, oh, the villain's gonna fuck everything up. We have to stop. And we have to work together.
We need
so we get a shot of.
He's gonna do something worse than blowing up the entire planet. Okay, yeah.
We get Eggman literally does the only I get to take over the world thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we get a shot, and like it's like a garage door opens, lights coming through into a dark room. Onto Tails' plane that was destroyed earlier in the game. And I'm like, please don't fix this fucking plane. Please don't fix this fucking plane.
Oh, no.
Please don't fix this fucking plane. And there's a montage of Tails and Eggman fixing the fucking plane.
You're excited to do more plane levels, right?
And then you have to do this abysmally terrible plane level that takes place entirely in the end of a Kingdom Hearts game.
Strong gummy.
Because you're in. It's like a gummy ship level. It is 20 minutes long.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There was a game-breaking bug that completely stopped progression that I had to bug test my way through. Because I was like, I am not quitting. We are this close to the end. I will not be defeated. So there is a thing where it's like, okay, shoot this switch. Then these two other switches become available, and you shoot those switches, and the path forward opens. First time the 2-second switches did not become accessible. I finally figured out that it maybe had something to do with the draw distance, that the draw distance I had set too low, because this game runs terribly. I had it set too low, so they didn't exist to be activated by the switch. That's what I think happened the first time. Then I shot them, and it didn't activate the second thing, the thing that was supposed to open. So I had to restart this 20-minute level, and this is like 15 minutes in that 20-minute level. I had to restart it twice.
Yeah.
It controls bad and is irredeemably terrible feeling and has terrible ideas.
This thing, and you can tell just by looking at Field play it. You can tell this is one of the worst controlling planes you've ever had to navigate through an interior environment. You know, like maybe a plane could control this bad in most video games outdoors, where it's like, Naboo
you're in
Starfighter or something.
valleys.
Yeah. Meanwhile, his ass is inside of a fucking cave, dashing in between rocks that are doing like walls intermittently, trying to time it up perfectly, and then this bug happens. So since the control's that bad, he's just doing like it feels like if you were lurched over like this, just trying to look around and figure out, why am I stuck? It was a nightmare. That looked terrible.
What I think I figured out was that I was too far from the switches when I hit them. And something about being too far away from them, I have to assume it put off like some kind of trigger from me, like my controllable character, and the things that were supposed to be activated were just out of range.
Yeah.
So I finally got through it and got to the final boss. Sonic squares off against this Metarex. All the Chaos Emeralds but one are destroyed. Because this game is also supposed to explain why they don't use the Chaos Emeralds anymore in modern Sonic games.
Okay.
But luckily Sonic has a bracelet that Chip from Sonic Unleashed gave him, which lets him like
They used the whole animal. That's awesome.
which lets him turn into Super Sonic using the residual power of these destroyed emeralds. And because it's a Sonic fan game, Super Sonic immediately gets owned.
I fucking hate this.
So you have to do the final boss fight where the gimmick is you fill Sonic's power meter and you can turn into Super Sonic and damage the final boss. And once he's had enough of being damaged, he like does a big attack and knocks you out of being Super Sonic and you have to start over.
Yep.
The problem with this is that none of his fucking moves have tells. So you're doing a fight where you gather energy by essentially circle strafing him in a giant circle and hitting these pickups while he sometimes attacks you. But his attacks have so few telegraphs. Like he has 3 attacks. He has, I shoot a big beam. There's not really any way to dodge it unless you almost have full energy and then can boost until I stop doing it, which is not really any difference from being hit. When you get hit, by the way, all your energy goes away.
Yeah.
He has a big explosion, which you can't dodge at all. And he has sword beams, which would be dodgeable if he had an audio cue for them. Like if he said like "begone" and then did those sword beams, I was like, oh, I heard the cue. I should boost briefly so I dodge these things.
Some real American journalist brain was, I hate how Japanese games, they say annoying catchphrases over and over, not realizing what it's doing.
So it's basically RNG, and luckily I got that. And then you get actually a pretty cool cutscene of Super Sonic and the Metarex fighting. And then you do the second phase, which I'm gonna be real. I've already forgotten how the second phase works.
I didn't
because I
even
got through
see
it my
it.
first time.
I had to take Tosh home, so by the time I got back, you had beaten it. So it couldn't have taken that long. Apparently,
I got it. I think I got it on my first try. So it was another gather energy while dodging his big dumb attacks, and then you can beat him up as Super Sonic. And then he says that he's sad about his race and planet being dead, and then he dies. And
okay,
and that's it. That's Sonic Omens.
I love
Sonic
fan
goes.
games.
Sonic goes to Chris Thorndyke's grave.
What? No! I fucking love Sonic fan games. This is why I can't stream it. Everyone would just be like, Dan, you're so mean, stop laughing. And I would never stop.
Does Sonic have to shoot Chris Thorndike in the head?
No, he died of ligma.
That's true.
So if they had given the bosses cues, fixed how rings work, made some of these fucking levels shorter,
remove the plane.
made the bosses take less damage, and taken out the plane. That plane, no, the first 2 plane segments were bad, but whatever. They were standard.
Mm-hmm.
It's the second one where it's like, so here's a rotating tunnel. You cannot sit comfortably inside it as the plane. You will die instantly as it turns. So you need to go forward at exactly the perfect moment to get through this fucking tunnel. If it wasn't full of stuff like that and didn't have a horrible game-breaking bug that made me cry, I don't know, like, hard to beat free, I guess, if you want to self-harm and try this, because there is neat stuff, like Shadow's level where he's on a giant train is cool, but then it goes on 3 times as long as it should.
Yeah. And basically anytime a boss shows up, it's a downgrade.
Every boss is so bad.
Yeah. But the cutscenes look amazing.
Yeah, the cutscenes look really good. Like professional grade.
They're like fucking weird how good they look.
Yeah, they look better than the ones in the Electric Jester 3 game. It's like, what? That's like a separate video game. Yeah, have a Sonic game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't recommend Sonic Omen.
I feel like you recommended it to me earlier.
Well, yeah, that's different. That's different. That's content, baby.
God damn you.
But yeah, that's all I really played except for Gears of War 2 and some of Gears of War 3. And also I've already played half of Gears of War 4 because I'm not playing Judgment, but I'm going to get ready for you guys to play Gears of War 4.
Man, Judgment's going to be a surprise for literally every human on Earth because no one's played it.
That's
we have to answer the question: what is worse, God of War Ascension or Gears of War Judgment?
Now, based on the footage I saw of Gears of War Judgment a long time ago, I'm worried that it may be worse, but, context.
At least it's getting the buff of running on modern hardware.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But I think it's time, Dan.
You know what else is getting the buff of running on modern hardware?
The Pod Lords?
Yes, that's right. The Pod Lords.
Yeah.
Mr. Gimmick's the most modern hardware I've ever heard of.
I will say, Dan, your actions on this podcast have already hit the correct people's ears.
Oh.
You made a joke about it. Paige has already tweeted a piece of art of them writing 0 days without unwittingly destroying a podcast.
That's amazing!
Because they follow John Schwando, who just said that that's what happened.
God damn it, Paige, get better. But that's right, we're here to talk about the Pod Lords.
Holy piss!
Pod Lords such as Lee Broyles, Corey Brown, Borbup.
Yeah!
Old Orb.
Red Blaze 27.
Is that thing from Pikmin or is it just a lizard?
It's a hyper-realistic
realistic Volborb from Pikmin.
Okay. I love him.
Yes.
Red Blaze 27.
My stream has an emote of it with 3D glasses taped onto it.
Yes, very crudely taped on the sides of its head.
Yes.
Suzushiro, Emperor Zero, Shiba Yagato, Rip Chris Thorndike, who died of testicular spin dashing and a sand boa bite.
God, he really is making the exact same face as the smoking weed meme.
That is actually what they show as being Chris Thorndike, to be clear.
Oh, man.
It's so rough.
Get it?
How do I make you look older than Sora? Stretch out his jaw. I couldn't think of any bit for KZ, so I hope Whittle Jimmy will suffice.
Look at Will Jimmy.
He looks a little grumpy.
Whittle Jimmy's a whittle tired of this. 101 Shades of Excellent Raw Mastered.
Yeah.
WTF, Spider-Man. I will miss KZ, so here, have my favorite Podlord image I made about KZ from the time Jason Schreier tried to fight him.
I do, in fact, remember
I
that.
forgot that happened.
Yeah, he blocked me. He blocked me because all I did was post Randall Weems. I believe if you Google snitch writing notes in Google Image, you will find it. I don't remember why I'm holding Final Fantasy X too, but that's awesome.
Well, that's why. Good luck and Godspeed, Mr. Cellant. I always figured Excellent was your last name, but maybe
We're onto something here.
KZ first name, X middle initial.
This just happens, man. You can't always get it right.
DFW 3K. Is it too soon to suggest new co-host? JK, we'll miss you, KZ.
Man, you're really fighting hard. You're like, that Metal Hellsinger review fucking interview was so good. We need Sydney Goodman on this podcast.
That's who it is. Now,
That
is your
is who
game
that
really
is.
easy, or are you just good at it? They held on to this shit for what, 2 years? Right?
We'll try and get it, right?
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Don't worry, guys. KZ will show back up to tie up this plotline 95 episodes of Chugging Bleach from now.
Oh, that's gonna be great because I'll somehow be in filler and I'll be like, "Fuck me, come on, man."
Grand Excellent Fisher. His voice was great. Kristen. Figma Demifiend Nocturne and Raido Kuzunoha Devil Summoner Serotonin Edition. BN12. No Bit, Brain Fried, Funny Cat and Melty.
Yeah.
Kyle Bjork. Matty Mo. Iron Aggro.
Blue.
Blig de Blue. Schlig des Poo.
Ooh.
Monster Hunter, Ryzen and Raiden. Thank you for all your hard work, KZ.
No prob.
Hashtag Neko Sweep. How come this never comes up in the list of best isekai games?
What the fuck is that?
It's
That's
missed.
missed.
Yeah,
Oh.
is that fucking missed? When did Aggro give you $50 a month?
Yeah, I feel like Aggro and I literally had the discussion that was missed as an isekai. How terrible.
Fucking of course.
It's like nobody talks about like top isekai games. Like that's not a thing.
Damn, son, where'd you get
characters?
this? Yeah.
You
That doesn't count.
and old man.
There's an old man and his shitty sons.
Yes.
There's the whole thing. Goku is about to get gritty and more racist.
No.
Fuck, man.
Man, does he just get racist the worse he's drawn or what?
Ugh. Fucking Frieza, man. I should have known. They foreshadowed it with what he calls Goku all the time.
Oh.
French debuff damage taken is increased. Also, you smell bad. As above, so below. Alpo Gothic is ready to give this series another 4 out of 10.
Yeah,
Let's go,
baby.
baby.
I do not believe until it is released.
Now, I know we've shown this image before, but I wanted to show it again. Bellamy wants you to know that you deserve love, happiness, and peace, and that he deserves snacks.
Does. I'll give you like a whole hoagie.
He's adorable. Indigo Sykes. Happy trails, KZ. Have this picture of my cats being gay.
Yo! Just diving in there.
KZ leaving to get acquired by Embracer Group.
Son of a bitch! No!
You can't avoid it.
I'm directly next to LRG now.
I'm so sorry.
Get
They're gonna
Rocco
be-
Bodie's autograph when he comes to save their next presentation.
Oh,
Ooh. A gift for KZ, hee-ho.
look at him. He's got a little keychain on his hat.
A raccoon that will follow you forever.
Oh,
No matter
no.
where you go, you can't escape.
Oh fuck!
I'll just
when did
train
Shao Kahn make
aggro
this?
onto KZ. I'll just train aggro onto KZ's friend PM.
Oh my god.
I was like, what do you mean train aggro? Right, train aggro, not train aggro.
Yeah, well, I'll use
Yes.
shirk.
Lock the Chest returns to say, farewell, KZ. Thanks for everything.
Yeah, fist bump. Ow.
Shinji16 wants to remind you that he's not somewhere you'd call Earth. He's talking to a cup. And oh yeah, fuck all of SCOTUS.
You're really spitting right now.
Me trying to think of a good Podlord bit for KZ's last episode.
It sucks I can't think of Dragon Ball anymore after this week. It's really too much.
CBU3 putting a farm sim in Final Fantasy 14. My next month's subscription fee is my soul.
It's over, man. It's so done.
Reko Alonda, Greek goddess of war, sister of Paptimus Apollo, according to Arion.
What the fuck?
That's the
Jesus.
that's the Greek Gundam thing where it's just Greek story but wrapped around and made by
the
who
character
specifically?
designer is for Gundam.
You can fucking tell.
Is the director of this.
And it's
Okay,
good.
I was really scared that the Gundam franchise had like multiple Paptimuses.
Yeah, Paptimus Apollo.
That's fair.
He dominates men with his male gaze.
Finally, the character that Tomino wasn't brave enough to write.
I'm getting shoved right now.
The Super Mim. Lane's World 25. The writers carry forward Shadow's character development for Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06 challenge. Impossible.
No.
What are you talking about? Apparently, Omen does it great.
Omen clocked in for work. I guess that makes him a great employee.
Yes.
You know what? You know, in retail places.
That's the bar. Sarah Lean. Timothy Pfister recommends Bel Torchica's Children, the manga that dares ask, what if Bright had a beard in Shard's counterattack?
Oh, genius.
He's kind of
That
working.
changes
it, man.
everything.
Now he just punches. No more slaps.
Next Podlord, I didn't know if it was ironic or genuine until I zoomed in to get the picture for this slideshow. Official Toho works have only the highest quality art.
Oomphy.
Zun does the best he can.
I love the bow tie.
Yeah, this is good.
She's going to die soon. She doesn't have her hat. All Toho characters die if they don't have their head decoration on.
Please don't share this image.
Oh, is that like the straw hat with the eyes on it? Is that who this is supposed to be?
Who
I think
knows?
it's supposed to be Marisa.
Yeah, I think it's just the
Oh.
one with the giant witch hat.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Pleochrome. Krunglespum. BBW Wild Wings 420 had to listen to a coworker talk about VTuber music on her lunch break. I like that the image is an edit of the he's going for the jukebox, stop him! Noodle, but he's been bought out by Embracer, and Lord Richter presents Excel Gore. Thank you very much to our Podlords.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Podlord.
Podlord.
Thanks to
Yes,
Estelle
Bob.
Gore.
Thank you, Podlords.
And if you'd like to become a Podlord, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to many benefits, such as early access to Chugging Bleach, our Bleach review podcast, wherein we review all of Bleach, extended armchair dev pitches and gamer premonitions when those shows force us to leave ideas on the cutting room floor, and a patron exclusive show, one a month, where you get to vote on what thing we have to watch and then talk about. That's patreon.com/gbpodcast. And if you don't have any money, hosting this stream, rating us on Thursdays, or just showing up helps a lot. Spread the word. Patreon.com/gbpodcast, and help KZ out too. Patreon.com/KZExcellent.
Hello, that's my thing. You have 2 emotes for this goddamn monster.
Oh, is that what? That's its eye? I was like, why are people spamming like a weird face doing a pog?
No moisture. No membranes. Thank you, Podlords. I hear we have news.
We do. We have a lot of stuff everywhere.
That's great. That's really great. As wished forth by the Gimmick music last week, we're getting a port of Gimmick to modern consoles in the weirdest way I can imagine. I believe that's in Feels news.
Yeah, it is in Bob's also.
Okay. Well, it's important. Got to make sure you don't leave that behind.
Right, you don't want to leave out an important part of that conference.
I'm gonna need to download this image. Oh no, I can't. Ugh. Google Docs. Why would you not permit me to download an image I'm staring at?
Good lord, come on.
Why are you this stupid? You think someone's putting an image in a document that they don't want downloaded? Anyway,
I thought they'd even at least let you copy.
Can you take it from the Discord that I showed in?
If you threw it in the Discord, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can, Bob. I think people need to see the mascot.
They do.
So we'll go ahead and just pop that in there. Bob, do you want to talk about the Sunsoft conference we got?
Sure. It was, I believe, 13 minutes.
Okay. What was the presentation style?
Well, this old Japanese man got a VTuber. There he is.
Yo, which gym leader is this?
This is Sunsoft Nosuke?
Yep. Fear him.
Like Samanosuke?
It's pretty strong.
His English is very good and the subtitles are perfect.
Yeah, he constantly has bad takes and just keeps rolling with it and go, like, okay, I'll just take it again. And it's like, what? There's an edited presentation. Why is it like this?
Is this a Kim Justice video? Come on now.
So they come out and first thing he announces Iki Unite, which is apparently some old Famicom game that they are making a new version of for PC. It's now 16 players and it's like a roguelike. It's a top-down view and has sort of a Warring States era Japan look to it.
Yes, I believe the original is you're a peasant who's sick of the shogun shit. You're gonna overthrow the government and then it's just you fighting ninjas.
He even says this is one of the original Kusege.
You serious?
Yes.
He's I played it, so yeah.
He's like, it coined the term. You can request access to the beta now on Steam.
Oh, that's great. It's in beta, shittier than ever, huh?
Yes, very exciting. Then, of course, the big announcement. They got announced hours before this, but Mr. Gimmick coming to modern consoles.
It's coming to Switch, PC, and PS4. I never could have imagined. The interesting thing about this is all the promo material I've seen that they put out just have a tag in the corner that says normal mode. And I'm like, what's the other mode?
Normal.
And they won't talk about it. They won't talk about what the other mode is.
Dan,
yeah.
You gonna do a platinum stream?
Of Gimmick. They're gonna be like, get the real ending. And I'm like, well, that's the end of this stream. Goodbye, everyone. Right? Fucking nightmare game.
They also are releasing a vinyl and cassette for Gimmick.
Oh yeah, that's
for the soundtrack.
They also have a bundle with the Journey to Silius OST and something else, right?
Yeah, that's for the other game they announced, Euphoria, the saga.
See, I actually would have believed Gimmick would have come back ever. If you told me Euphoria was coming back, I'm like, okay, Retroware TV employee Derek Alexander.
You're Mr. Gimmick.
You're Mr. Yeah, but no, Euphoria, really? Yeah. I mean, that game's cool. I just am shocked.
Right?
I am in shock.
He even talked about how this was, one of the first Metroidvania style games. So they were early in on that stuff too.
I mean, it's true. That is legit.
So that's neat. I've not seen much of the Euphoria, or I guess it has some different name in Japan.
Hebereke?
Yeah, something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's also PS4, Switch, Xbox One, PC, 2023. So next year.
It has to get in line. Gimmick is here.
Yes.
For people who don't know what Gimmick is, we should probably describe it at all other than it's that song you heard in the Podlords. How great is that? Play that game.
Right.
So Gimmick is a platformer that's as adorable, if not even cuter than Kirby, which is incredible. Mm-hmm. It's one of the last Famicom games. It's like 91, 92. So that's into the SNES significantly. And it had custom chips and stuff. It is amazingly cute. It is hard as hell. But it has all sorts of like cool, like you have a you look like Point B. Straight up Point B is just Gimmick but stolen.
Yo.
And it's a normal 2D platformer, but your attack is a star you charge above your head and you throw it down on the ground and it bounces. And then you figure out you could ride the star. And then you figure out the star's bounce is completely physics based.
Ooh.
So you can bounce it at the right angle, jump onto it, and ride it into secret areas and make jumps that are impossible. And also, everything about this is hardcore as hell. Really, really fun game. Amazing game. If you continue once, I think you can't get the real ending. This version has a rewind feature, though, so that's cool. Maybe I'll get to see the real ending.
Right? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Euphoria is also getting a vinyl and cassette release for the soundtrack, because I guess that's what they're doing now.
Sorry, one moment. The name of the character is Yume Taro, by the way. Mr. Gimmick is the European title. Thank you. Thank you.
Why a cassette?
It's a new retro thing, I guess people are doing.
They're laser focusing on hipsters.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. During the Mr. Gimmick announcement here, he also was like, yeah, this game only released in Japan and Scandinavia before, and the sales records of that are terrible.
Yeah.
But luckily later, I found an audience.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That was Euphoria and Gimmick were the prime games to come out to be like, and this is a hidden gem in like early retro YouTubing.
If I'm not being clear enough, this VTuber guy is clearly just a like 50-plus-year-old dude who worked at Sunsoft back in the day.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's like
it is really good.
He has pretty intimate knowledge with this stuff, and even says stuff like, due to adult things, we couldn't do anything for the past few years.
Okay, thank you, sir. But yeah, who had on their bingo card a Sunsoft event this year?
Right?
Man, what a crazy summer of gaming.
Right?
In the end of the press release is he's like, teases making more announcements, like 3+ games that he just couldn't talk about today, and then a remake. Like he's literally says, "Oh, I can't even talk about this remake."
Man, him and Embracer Group just being like, I can't even talk to you about what I've done recently. You'll
now
never
I'm
find the
trying
bodies.
Now I'm trying to think, like, what Sunsoft game would I want them to remake?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Indie Creates already fucking beat them to Blaster Master, which would I feel like is Sunsoft's most notable game.
Yes, because that performed great in the West.
Yeah, I feel
God,
like,
I hope it's not Arrow the Acrobat.
Do they own that?
I guess that they're the publishers.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to
is
like
Metal Gear
Chameleon Twist. That's what I want the remake of. Is Chameleon
Hell yes.
Twist.
Yes.
Oh, I enjoyed too. You fight a hamburger in that one.
Yeah, with Waku Waku 7, I want like just a re-release with good netcode.
With
you
the
have half
netcode.
of that. Is that good enough?
No.
Oh, well, fuck.
They own Clock Tower. That was brought up by some people in the fan Discord earlier.
Ooh.
So who knows? Maybe we'll get an actual release of Clock Tower in the West, because the original never got one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then the numbering gets weird, and I I'm not a professional Clock Tower enthusiast,
right?
So I won't even try to remember what the numbering is. Do they own Kill Switch? I'm sorry. Go ahead, continue.
But that's it for that event. And
okay. I love Sunsoft Nosuke. His delivery is so perfect. It's up there with the Knack Lady.
Yes.
Oh no.
Where it's just he's gonna say what I believe is a sentence.
You've been assured.
I feel like that conference is worth watching just for Sunsoft Nosuke.
Yeah, it's very short. It's easy to go check it out, and it's very fun.
We can bust through. You know what? No, we're bouncing over to Feel for the Embracer news.
So Embracer announced a bunch of fucking acquisitions.
Okay.
Embracer acquired Limited Run Games.
Whoa.
It seems like their primary goal was to get the Limited Run Games' Carbon engine, which is their thing they use to make carbon copies. Get it? Carbon engine, carbon copy of It's an extremely accurate emulation thing they have going. They used it for Shantae and River City Girls Zero. Since Embrace, part of this announcement was Embracer announcing a new division called Free Mode, focusing on retro shit. It seems like that this is part of that. Like we want that.
Yeah, and I assume they want a good, like, a big name in physical release publishing.
Possibly. That is definitely an angle.
Yeah, if they're gonna start like dumping out like Rocky Rodent or fucking whatever.
Right, if they want to get into
platforms.
all those classic games physical, yeah, this is the company to buy.
They also acquired Singtrix, a company that makes fucking karaoke machines, but I guess owns useful patents.
God.
Some patent they own was used in Guitar Hero, for example.
Okay.
Embracer Group is teaming up with your Filipino auntie to buy a karaoke machine.
Finally.
It's gonna be great.
Tuxedo Labs, they make some fucking voxel physics game. Tripwire, developers of Killing Floor.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're big.
Wow.
Tatsujin, their first Japanese studio, which owns all the rights to Toa Plan's library, Truxton re-release win, and then I added, when I learned one of the things announced was a modern re-release of Truxton.
Right?
Yes, it's Zero Wing.
And Zero Wing, yeah. But
the two biggest memes in retro gaming.
But nothing's more important than Truxton.
Yes.
You can never have too many reviews of Truxton.
I wonder how many people know the fuck you're talking about.
Truxton's so good. Truxton really is up there with Green Dog of best worst meme about game that's unimportant.
Yes. Did you watch? They released a separate video just for this part.
Really?
Yeah, they're like some director from, I assume, I don't remember which party he's from, but he's just like, I am over this. I've been working on emulation stuff like this for years. I love doing this. I want Truxton in everyone's hands.
Did he have a soothing tone and talk with weird cadence? And
no, it wasn't him.
I think everyone should play Truxton. Truxton is a shooter on the Genesis.
I fucking missed that guy.
I know, right? It was really weird to just see that channel transform multiple times in the weird way that it did.
Here's the insane one. Embracer Group now owns Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's insane. Does Amazon pay them now?
The company they bought the rights for owned the rights to every, because it was the Middle Earth Enterprises or whatever the fuck it was called, the subsidiary that managed that. They owned everything except the rights to produce a television show longer than 8 episodes in this very weird narrow purview, which is what Jeff Bezos spent $500 million on.
Yes. Very excited for Rings of Power.
That's insane. That is the peak of insanity. Guys, every fucking month, game company acquisitions get weirder.
Yeah, right? In no world would I think Embracer owns the right to Lord of the Rings.
And yet at the same time, it's like they own all these Eurojank studios.
Yeah.
So now it's like, sir, can we make an Aragorn RPG? Yes.
Yes, you can, actually.
Oh, fuck.
If I had a nocturnal precognition of this, if I had a vision of the fucking Embracer Group being like, we bought Lord of the Rings and you're getting Gimmick, I would be like, I need to stop eating whatever I went right before I slept.
That weird coffee.
Yeah, no, that's fucked up. I need to not do that ever fucking again.
It's too powerful.
And for the record, this isn't just the video game rights. They now own like the movie rights, the TV rights, fucking everything.
They own Lord of the Rings. They own all literary rights to Lord of the Rings. Who the fuck?
I want to buy a new volume of Lord of the Rings with the
Embracer edition.
Yeah, the Embracer edition.
It's got Gat on it. It's just got fucking Gat on the cover.
Can they cancel Gollum?
I think they might own the company making it.
Oh my god!
Right? That feels Gollum.
Fuck me.
Gollum feels like that game Embracer would make, right?
Yes. But
Book
God
rights
damn
too.
it.
They own it all. They own it all. They own Lord of the Rings.
They have that dude
does-
Skeleton too.
Ooh.
So no, they do not own Daedalus Entertainment. That is owned by Nikon.
Okay.
Which I don't think it will affect because I don't think like we already licensed it, bro. You can't shut us down. So I
Yeah,
assume
that
that
is
will
how
still.
that works,
I
yeah.
assume well, actually, I don't assume that game will come out, but it won't. When it is canceled, it will not be because of Embracer Group.
Yes, it'll be because why are we fucking making this?
But yeah, everything I've seen covering this is talking about they just own total rights to Lord of the Rings, not the rights for the games or anything else specifically. It all.
Man, I
And-
wonder what happened to like who could really release those PS2 Lord of the Rings games.
I don't know who made
I would-
those.
I
think
would
it's
assume-
Those were under EA, right?
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, Embracer Group has to be on board, and then they have to get whoever has the publishing rights on board, and then sometimes the developer will still own the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Yeah.
the Bayonetta situation where to re-release Bayonetta 2 on something, Nintendo, Sega, and Platinum all have to
Yeah.
get involved because
Yeah.
Sega owns Bayonetta, I think.
Mhm.
And-
Platinum owns the game, and Nintendo owns the publishing rights because they funded it. It's some shit like that.
Also, there's a really weird thing with this where it's like those games from that era would be based on the Peter Jackson movies.
Oh, that's true.
And
that's-
they have the likenesses of the actors.
Right.
Oh God.
So you
Yeah,
have to wonder.
Yeah,
But
'cause
if
I'd
somebody's-
love for them to port or remaster the one Lord of the Rings game that is just Final Fantasy X's battle system.
Yes.
Just applied to Lord of the Rings.
That was so iconic.
If somebody was going to do it, if somebody was going to figure out all those rights to re-release those, not remarkable, a little lower, markable PS2 Lord of the Rings games, I think
Yeah.
it'd be Embracer. I think they would do it.
Yeah, they're willing to do anything, really.
Breaking news in chat: Embracer Group has bought the rights to Ian McKellen.
Oh shit.
It's only
Well,
one.
at least I get to hang out with someone cool.
That's only one step weirder than the fucking Lord of the Rings. God.
And there's a secret acquisition they won't say yet. It is the third or fourth largest that they've announced.
So it's Square Enix.
And
obviously.
Square Enix is
They have-
definitely the third or fourth largest.
they have since said that all the deals combined were 577 million.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is insane.
I'm most interested in Embracer free mode because I'm wondering, like, are they going to start like? Is this the point where like a big company gets involved and like we're going to make an upscaler? We're going to make an FPGA console or something similar.
I would want nothing more than for one of those to come out and it'd be really great and see all the
I know.
aspects of retro gaming community shit they're fucking
I'm
pants.
just
That'd
trying
be
to imagine
amazing.
a real corporation, not analog, stepping into a space to be like, fine, I'll do it myself.
That would be
That-
ludicrous.
Like, wait a minute. Why is this cheaper than all the other upscalers and it works 100% of the time? What the fuck happened?
See, Weird, this
here's
has
what they'll
4K
release. They'll
outputs and it's
release
stable.
they'll release the Embracer FPGA console. It will have a ton of ROMs of the fucking nonsense they own. They'll be like,
What
we
a
don't
collection."
endorse any other things you could do with it. Works like a mister.
I'm literally salivating for Dan.
It's the thought of any corporation that is like huge and powerful entering this space. It's beyond hilarious.
It seems like that's the direction they're going. They bought limited run games. They're bringing back all these old games for modern platforms. They
Mhm.
made a whole new division that says we're focusing on retro games and handheld games.
Yeah, it's weird. Usually these game industry acquisition things are horrible nightmares, but it seems like Embracers are actually legitimately trying to untangle these messes that have caused games not to be released.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. This is the only.
I described Embracer as the mob, where they're literally like, no, you just make money. We'll just come take some every month.
Yeah, because whenever we talk about acquisitions
and if
for
EA
like,
or Phil Spencer come near you, you come talk to us.
yes, whenever we discuss about acquisitions happening or people wanting them to happen, they're like, this will get us all these old games, maybe new entries in them, and it's always like, no, that's never gonna happen. But Embracer shows them like, we're gonna bring all these things back.
Yeah, it'd be really great if Microsoft was like, we're actually willing to sell Rare to Embracer. Like, that would actually be fucking awesome.
It's incredibly. See, it's because Embracer is like, as far as I can tell, has like no core game developer that it's built around like every other big publisher.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we just want to make money, so we buy companies that are being successful and then give them additional resources to make us more money.
Right. I mean, to some extent, from the outside, Embracer Group really seems like a company where there's no ego. Like, it's just about, what do you want to do? Okay, here's some things we can do with your product. We'll go to people who can do that. So that way, you know, they didn't make the core team, as far as I know, who made like
Destroy All Humans 2 and that sort of stuff.
Well, I was going to say they weren't going to make the people who own the rights to what is the Apocalypse series, literally, it's about famine apocalypse. Dark something.
Oh, Darksiders.
Okay, Darksiders. I was like, Darkside isn't right. I know it's not right. But they didn't make the weird hack and slash version. I think that was another developer.
Yeah,
so like in my perspective, they just go, this is a good thing. We're going to support you to make this, and we're going to go and find other people that are good at these other things. And building on the feel analogy, it really does feel like they're like, okay, you make money every month. And if they come back and those people are like, we're having a problem making money, they're like, okay, we'll fix that for you. And they pull out the fucking clubs and they start walking like the Treasure Island walk.
Yeah. It also feels like they're making these strategic purchases that are like, this purchase will help all these other things we own.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a big dumb unga bunga acquisition where it's like they make money us now as we go in and ruin them.
Yeah, like the limited run thing, they're already doing the giant collector edition thing. Right. And limited run's like the patron saint of that.
Right. So it's almost like a circle on their interest there.
Like honestly, the only thing that could possibly happen to limited run is their shit get better.
Right, because it's
like their
tier.
support gets better. The amount of like, there's no more false scarcity on stuff because Embracer's gonna be like, what do you mean you're printing for for collectors to scalp later? Fuck you. We want to get people to buy this. We're printing 100,000 copies of this if people want it.
Yeah, they're the only company that make acquisitions and it feels good at all. And it's fucking weird because as a platform, I don't like acquisitions.
Right.
Yeah,
but every time they do it, they immediately are like, here's this thing now and we're working on more later. And I'm like,
yeah, even with the Eidos stuff, like, hey, here's this logo, it has Gex.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm like, now you're fucking talking.
Like,
Square Enix is way too afraid of that lizard.
The way Embracer comes off is it's like, no, we don't want to be Sony, which every other big publisher feels like they desperately want to be Sony.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Embracer's like, no, we want to be a middleware publisher that releases games people want that aren't as high end as stuff as like first party Sony games or even like high-end Capcom or Square Enix games, but we're like, something that you'll spend $50 to $650 or $60 on that you remember and you will be like, well, that was fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, we let everybody use Unreal. We're not scared of giving Epic a cut, so our games can come out really fast and usually be fine because they're using, Unreal.
Right.
Yeah. They're also just so huge because we're gonna go through later stuff in news related to Deep Silver and THQ Nordic, all that are Embracer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just they have a lot of stuff cooking.
Yeah, they do. The strongest contrast in the industry I can think of is Embracer, right?
Uh-huh.
Buying these things and immediately being like, by the way, we're making all these things now and more later. And then Konami, when they bought the people who own Bomberman. Hudson. And it's like, so we got Bomberman and nothing else ever.
No.
Yeah.
Where's our bonk game? Come on, guys.
Like the biggest thing that Embracer has cooking that we know about, at least as far as I know, is the new Saints Row.
Oh, I forgot that's them because so many things are.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's out next week.
That also seems wrong, right?
Yeah, that seems incorrect.
Man, are you excited, Phil?
It's not on Game Pass, so no.
What if a certain game store told you you were guaranteed to love it? Then would you be excited?
I should throw Phil money so he streams it.
I don't want to stream that.
I'm sorry. I was like, this could be a fun thing, like when you play all the BioWare games.
Feels mom left him at the shopping mall that's dead for 20 hours. That's the vibe of that. Oh my god. But yeah, I guess we'll move on. Go ahead and do the rest. Do the second bullet first. We'll finish field news off with the first.
We're gonna do the really big one last.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
Dean Dodrill, creator and developer of Dust and Elysian Tail, also the developer of Never Stop Sneakin', I believe is what the their most recent game is called. They put up like a comic because it's the 10th anniversary of Dust and Elysian Tail, and it really strongly implied there's a sequel coming.
Cool.
Which I'm like, good. We need more games that are just like no, we're cringe.
Unbridled cringe.
Honestly, yes. Be free. Do crime.
It's like so you're just making a game about a green furry samurai who has two souls and has like a weird flying sidekick creature. It's like, yes.
Yeah, it seems weird that there hasn't been another one yet, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, they're entirely a solo developer, so it makes sense that they like can't get stuff out super fast.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I very much hope that they're working on the sequel. And finally, it looks like Dead Island 2 might actually come out. It's dated for February 3rd, 2023. $70 fucking even on PS4.
God,
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah, we got listings. This is a completely new listing, not the one that was on Amazon a million years ago, and has like new screenshots and everything, and art.
Yeah, this was taken down after several hours that those listings were. So I assume this is a Gamescom leak, but who knows?
Yeah. You should probably switch all your pre-order setups now.
Yeah, I got some. I've been looking through here. Got my release date list from GameStop. Trying to find anything else that might be a replacement for your GameStop bank.
Yeah.
Question is Beyond Good and Evil 2 an option?
That's a good question.
I did not see it on that one. I need up-to-date lists. I only got the Switch one, the most modern release.
Beyond Good and Evil 2 is a good replacement. Perfect Dark, also a very good replacement.
But those are not at GameStop yet.
Yeah.
Oh, can you take a pre-order for the Quantic Dream Star Wars game?
No, not yet that I saw. But
How about Metroid Prime 4?
now, guys, I do have some here, like Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song on the Nintendo Switch. My guess is there might be a problem.
Phil, which Vampire the Masquerade game is that?
I don't know.
You can also
the cinematic story, the one that won't come out.
You can also pre-order the Legend of Heroes games on the Nintendo Switch. They're currently dated for the last day of 2023. I don't think those are really coming out.
Wait, which one is it?
Which ones? Yeah, which ones?
We have 3: Reverie, Azure, and Nayuta Boundless.
Oh, those are all coming out. Those are all coming out.
Okay.
Those are all confirmed for being next year.
That's a PSP game that came out 15 years ago that they're going to charge you $60 for.
No, it's only 50. It's only 50.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, thank fucking God.
But yeah, we have a whole bunch of available SKUs on here, which don't have a name yet, but as soon as they do, we'll be able to pre-order them, and they're currently dated for 2025.
And for anyone who hasn't followed the podcast network long enough to figure out what the hell all of this is about, if you're really good buds, like really good buds with someone at GameStop, not you think you're really good buds, but you know you're really good buds with someone at GameStop, really neat trick is do a pre-order on a game you know that isn't coming out in the moment. They're like, GameStop, as of opening today, will be taking pre-orders on the Switch 2. You just call up your bud and be like, please switch it for the love of God.
Right, or any other like, oh man, this limited edition, I can't get over there and order it.
Right.
Like Bayonetta 3's limited edition's only up for a few hours, so I'm going to give him a call.
Yeah.
When you first described this during your Operation PS5 plans, I thought that was the funniest thing ever. And the smartest thing ever also.
Yeah. These are tricks you learned after too many years at GameStop.
Way too many.
The way you would always describe it is, we're going to get on the phone and say, do it.
So hopefully sometime next week I can get out to GameStop, get some new pre-order lists.
And then next week's big thing, we can get the segment updated with some new cuts.
Yeah.
Can't believe
Hell
it.
yeah. Dead Island 2, baby.
Yes.
Published by Deep Silver, so that's Embracer.
Yep.
It looks like a real video game in those screenshots. Like it doesn't
does,
look
in
fake
fact,
at
yeah.
all.
Now I'm going to point a line directly from when did Embracer buy Deep Silver to when did this game get its shit together?
Oh yeah, I do remember it was earlier this year. I think it was the guy who leaks all the Battlefield stuff and some Call of Duty stuff.
Oh yeah.
Said that this game was coming together and that it was going to get shown soon.
And that was a
few months
moment.
ago.
That was like terrifying to hear.
Yeah, because this was
and now it's, the tangibilization
Yeah,
is coming in.
The first trailer was 8 years ago.
yeah.
We saw a
God.
parody of it this summer.
I know. They really squeaked that in at the last minute, didn't they?
They did. I bet they were.
Thank you, Goat Simulator 3.
They must have been so relieved when they got that out. Nothing happened.
I bet when that announcement leaked, they laughed so hard. They were like, we did it. We wouldn't have gotten to later.
Woo!
We did it.
We made it by like 6 weeks.
But that's it for Feel News, Bob.
yeah.
I hear you have some news.
We had an Embracer event, so I got some of the news from there. Alone in the Dark reboot got announced.
Ooh.
This-
One moment. Wait.
Oh,
Wait.
oh.
Ooh. The Thor button was feeling left out, so I had to push it.
Okay. I hope this is as good as that 360 one where the dude yells, "I'm the light bringer."
God, that one's such a mess.
I'm so excited to someday play that before I die.
That shit's funny as hell.
It felt fake. Because the whole thing's trying to be a TV show, and it just seems unbelievable.
Previously on Alone in the Dark.
This does not seem to have that tone at all. It's not obsessed with being a TV show.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
It seems like it's back to or it's trying to be almost a Resident Evil remake sort of style, where it's really dark and like well done remake. There are apparently references to characters from the original and from 2. And there will be a playable teaser at Gamescom next week, so more people will be able to touch it and see how it is.
Okay.
But that is not that's not like what is in the game. You play as different characters than the main character of the game.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, okay.
weird.
So
I
they're like their own
believe
slice.
I believe they said that the writer is one of the writers from Soma, the horror game Soma.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I saw that right.
Yeah, they said there was something like that, and classic and new staff was coming back, so they are getting some people back from the old days. No release date for this, but it's been in development since 2019.
Yeah, really influential like game when the first one dropped. So
Yeah, this was before Resident Evil.
Mhm.
yeah.
And was definitely like basically the first 3D survival horror.
Mhm.
So
It looked a lot like that what was it? Money for Nothing and the Chicks for Free music video or whatever. It looked like that as a video game because the polygons and stuff were so rough.
yeah, it looks horrible. Like I've just seen screenshots of it. It's like, wow, this sure is colorful.
You sure this moves? Yeah, DOS.
Some other things we got announced.
Mm-hmm.
Little Goody Two Shoes is the name
Alright.
of a game that did a Square Enix Twitter account takeover to announce it. Yeah, they were posting things all day like yesterday. Lots of little Twitter clips. It's apparently a classic like PS1 era / SNES era RPG with a
Okay.
horror setting. And
Okay.
and he plays a Little Red Riding Hood like character.
Cool.
Looks neat. It's made by Astral Shift, who made Pocket Mirror, which is another horror game that looks like it's made with RPG Maker, but I don't know if it is.
Okay.
And they put up some videos on Twitter, but they all look kind of bad and are super old res because they're Twitter videos. I wish that they would put this out on YouTube or something because I want to look at this game. The art, from what I see there, could look really nice or maybe doesn't.
Yeah, it is unknown currently. There's too many macro blocks.
Yes. But they said they had a lot of inspiration from like Legend of Mana and stuff like that for the art design. Them Fighting Herds is coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, and Switch.
Very cool.
Wow. Those loads.
This is a moment. This is a moment. It feels like it was so long ago that it was like, yeah, they're gonna just let them use the engine. That's cool.
Yeah, this is made with the Skullgirls engine.
Yeah.
If anyone is wondering.
It looks really neat. They have a pony Jin Kisaragi, blatantly.
Yeah.
It's out October 18th. I believe this is where they were making a pony, My Little Pony inspired game.
Yeah, it was a fan game.
Yeah,
it was a fan game, fighting game, and then Hasbro or whoever just came in and said, "No, you can't do that." And they're like, "Ah!" And then the original creator of the new My Little Pony series
Lauren
just came
Faust.
Faust came in and did designs where they were just like, "Here you go."
Yes. This announcement also comes along with them talking about doing a season 1 pass.
Yes.
You get that with the deluxe edition. It's going to be 4 more characters, 4 more stages. We don't know what those are yet.
Man, this really is just like Skullgirls, where it's like this thing that lives forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible that it's just here and now it's on everything.
It
That rules.
It needs to appear on Evo now.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the
absolutely.
only thing I thought of watching that trailer of just like, God, I hope this happens at Evo.
Yeah, next
Yeah,
Evo, this and Skullgirls
Yeah.
back-to-back tournaments.
Yeah, I need those two on Sunday alongside the next Street Fighter.
People are like, why is most of the days them fighting herds and Skullgirls? And it's like, because that's how the fucking games are.
And my final piece of news, some really awful stuff here.
Yeah, this sucks.
Like Rancid.
Oh no.
this really sucks.
HBO Max is dropping a ton of animated shows. An absolutely huge amount of them. Just completely dropping them from the service.
Weird.
And
Where can I watch
it seems
them
like the primary reason they're doing this is to just avoid paying the creators residuals. It's come out that that's actually the primary reason they're doing it.
Disgusting.
Yeah, they
Vile.
absolutely the worst.
A lot of these are really new.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Some
are,
of
and
them
a lot of the
aren't done
creators have
running
been
yet.
like, a lot of the creators have changed their Twitter bios to, "I worked on this show. Feel free to pirate it."
Yeah, I saw a lot of creators that had no idea until this announcement happened.
Yeah, there was somebody who informed me that there are 20 episodes of a series that will never ever air because of this.
Oh.
20 episodes that are done.
Yeah, that's Summer Camp Island, I think.
Yes, that's correct.
The creator was like, "We worked like 80-hour weeks through the pandemic to get this show made." And there's like, no one ever gets to see it.
That's such a waste of human life. These
God.
people should be tried.
Yeah,
this is disgusting.
This is truly evil. They're just gone. Like you can't watch these things through normal means as a result of this. And I'm like, come on, guys. I understand why you would want to delete Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, but the rest of these, like, what's up, man?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and read them real quick because there are a few of these I actually am immensely pissed by them getting rid of. 12 Dates of Christmas, About Last Night, Aquaman, King of Atlantis. Close enough. Close enough is good, and I planned on watching all of that this year, you fuckers.
Yeah, that's the original creator of the regular show, and clearly just more of that.
Yeah.
Come on.
And it was really good from what I watched. Detention Adventure, Dodo, Ellen's Next Great Designer, Elliot from Earth, Esme and Roy, The Fungies, Generation Hustle, Generation with the T replaced with the plus. We couldn't get these people together and whatever. Anyway, Infinity Train, Little Ellen.
That one's also fucked up because like that one they did a lot of campaigns to like everyone watch this so we can get more of it because it got unceremoniously canceled. And all the YouTube channels removed the original pilot this week.
Oh.
They just had it up there when it was initially doing its run. They were like, no, it never existed.
God,
But please
that's
go.
awful. God. Little Ellen, Mau Mau, Heroes of Pure Heart. Messi goes to Okido. Mia's Magic Playground. Mighty Magiswords. That was another one I wanted to watch. I didn't realize it was on this service, and now I'm pissed. My Dinner with Herv. My Mom, Your Dad. Odo. OKKO. Let's Be
Oh my
Heroes.
God.
I wanted to see that, and I didn't realize he was on this service. And just to be clear, this announcement was by the end of this week, they're gone.
Yeah. Not even the
They
exact
announced
day.
this
Just
halfway through the week.
yeah.
The Ollie and Moon Show, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, which deleting that's just revisionism.
You can't deny it.
You can't deny his teeth.
Oh, look, I didn't commit any of these war crimes. Ravi Patel's Pursuit of Happiness, select Sesame Street specials, Make It Big, Make It Small, Share, Squish, Summer Camp Island, which was the one we were just talking about, where 20 episodes now will never be shown because they did this. The Not Too Late Show with Elmo, The Runaway Bunny Special, Theodosia, Tig and Seek, Uncle Grandpa, you fucks.
How dare you?
I know what that is. Fucked up.
Victor and Valentino and Yabba Dabba Dinosaurs. Because of you doing this, I had to watch Yabba Dabba Dinosaurs this week. I hope you're happy.
Did you like it?
The first episode was actually pretty good. And then the second episode was less good. And now I don't know what to do and whether or not I should spend 3 hours straight watching that.
Yeah, right?
Yes, thank you.
I think you're going to.
Thank you for the pizza Steves in chat. Pour one out for Uncle Grandpa.
They released like this cartoonishly evil statement along with this of, as we consolidate our streaming services, we just need to cut some stuff. It's like
No, you don't.
No, you
do
don't.
not need to
That's
fucking do that.
the opposite of what you need to do.
Sometimes less is more. Not when I'm paying you the same.
It's like it turns out
So-
I don't care about anything on Discovery.
This isn't directly related.
Hold on. When Disney bought Fox, it wasn't, all right, well, Disney Plus is going to delete Aladdin. That's not what happened. They just put more Fox shit on there. That's not how this fucking works.
Disney, like Mickey Mouse turns into Dom.
Oh, Minion.
I'm sorry, that was just making me go and say, what do you mean fucking, well, we fused together, so we have to shit away a bunch of
Yeah, they
stuff
suck.
that's done.
This is the
you're
worst.
You're supposed to have a big catalog. You're supposed to continue growing so that I never want to leave.
Yeah, this is the worst any streaming service has ever been about any of this
Now,
shit.
Yeah.
now here's what I'm wondering. How long before they just shut down DC Comics? Like the actual comic making part.
Yeah,
Yeah, they could
my
totally do
God.
it.
they could. Absolutely.
They
'Cause,
seem
like,
to
that's
have
not
no
a big
value in
moneymaker.
anything anyone would ever want.
Yeah. Fucking assholes. Anyways, let's move on. Software hooks inside of Marvel's Spider-Man betrays that Sony is thinking about making a game launcher on PC like Steam or Epic Games. I think we should throw whoever suggested that into a fucking hell pit.
Yeah, never. Why?
No.
They kept hearing about Bloodborne going on PC, and they have some ideas.
Is Microsoft
it-
finally comes to Steam?
Right?
Everybody has already kneeled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to believe this is just old code that's sitting around and won't be implemented because it was from a plan from years ago. But who knows?
Yeah, this sucks, though.
Yeah.
Sony
this is
is tone
absolutely
deaf
terrible.
enough recently to be like, well, you can come to the Sony PSN store and get it. And I'm like, have fun selling 0 copies of these games.
Right?
But it would be
Like,
a
you-
third
like-
place for me to get a platinum.
Like I'm sorry, Sony. Like companies as big as you tried, Microsoft couldn't do this.
Mhm.
Epic can't do this. Bethesda can't do this. Rockstar can't do this. You can't fucking win. I'm
Here's-
sorry.
here's
you
the
have to
thing.
you have to give Gabe 30% or 20% or whatever he wants.
Here's the thing. Here's what I theorize, okay? They internally suspect, they theorize that because their quality of their first party titles is so high and their PC ports are so good that
Now.
they can bleed. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, the last couple have been good. It was before that
I
was
know.
rough.
We just can't forget how the State Horizon launch test.
No, that was their first attempt, and it sure looked like a first attempt.
And this is why they bought Nix's.
Yeah, which, man, what a good acquisition for them. But they think they can actually fill a slot, not like Steam, not like Epic, but more like Blizzard.
Battle.net?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's the thing. That's the same idea of like there aren't a ton of games.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like
But
a launcher
there
with
are.
7 games on it.
Right, until Call of Duty started showing up and they started doing the thumb. And you're just get out of here.
Yeah.
But
then
didn't
I
they get out?
uninstalled
Didn't they
Battle.net.
get
They
out
did.
of there?
They did, but man, let me tell you how upsetting it was in the meantime.
It revolved around
for a year.
Yeah.
It revolves like at least that started from like, okay, this was back before Steam existed. We made this.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had the like before Steam got big, and then we had World of Warcraft. So it was centered around the giant phenomenon of World of Warcraft.
Yes.
This would just be Sony being like, we're gonna build an empire on this desert. We have nothing.
Yeah, they literally would just be. Well, keep in mind, it'll be a much bigger sell after they buy Square Enix.
Yeah, you gotta use your PC launcher for it.
Come over here and get these excellent PC ports and Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was listed separately. Why is that? I'll have you know, the only reason I thought of this joke to the left of the camera that I'm staring into is the Final Fantasy VII Remake poster. And I was like, oh yeah, people are saying that.
Yeah, that shit's rough. I still can't believe that one's fucked up, but Kingdom Hearts 3 runs like a dream.
I know. But yeah, maybe they think, you know, they do some integration with the consoles, maybe, you know, trophy support.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe these premium titles keep coming over, which, you know, they have, like, I'm not saying they're the best games in the world, but God of War Ragnarok, like all these things are not only really highly rated, but they sell huge amounts.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel Spider-Man is blowing up this week because it came to PC.
And it already sold ludicrously on PS4.
Yes.
I have to wonder if they'll do something like release both on their own launcher and here, but and on Steam. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. If they try that, that's probably the best of both worlds, where it's like, okay, you get an option now. You could go buy it on their launcher, maybe get trophies and whatever.
Yeah, I was
Right.
gonna say that, like, you have both launchers, but one of them has trophies, and that'll get the sickos like me that are like, I don't know, maybe I could.
Maybe I'll shoot myself for these trophies.
What if it syncs up? So I just buy the game so that I can just get the auto platinum.
Oh yeah, they might do something where you
Yeah.
PlayStation purchases work on
Cross progression,
cross progression and cross purchasing.
Man, if they did that,
Right?
that one, I would be like, are you sure you're Sony?
Yeah. No, I was like, that's way too good a deal. Absolutely.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of cross purchase. I was just thinking of auto platinums. I was like,
Right.
I guess I'll spend you $70 just so I can hear a noise.
But yeah, I mean, I would buy one game on this launcher just to see how it went.
Mhm.
You know, I did PC Game Pass,
Right.
which,
Yeah.
you know, I might as well put this news here. PC Game Pass is trying to, via Twitter, hype reveal that Death Stranding, a very old game at this point, is coming to PC Game Pass.
Okay.
Yeah, the 2019 video game. Also, a shit ton of id and Quake like games, like QuakeCon's happening, so a bunch of games are going to PC Game Pass now.
That's cool. I just think it's funny to tease that because I already saw the reaction in the Twitter replies of people being like, "Oh shit, it's coming to Xbox," and people are like, "No, it's only the PC Game Pass." Twitter.
Oh my god!
All right,
This is like if it didn't come out already and they just announced Nier Automata now. I'm like, guys,
and they did it via dramatic reveals of showing more and more of an image of 2B's ass,
yeah,
as though somebody wouldn't see
but
one cheek and go, "I know who that is."
I say that late to the party shit, but they already did that with AI, the Somnium files, like in the beginning of the year.
That's true.
I'm like, this shit's old and was made with $45.
Yeah, But yeah, I figured I would couple that news in here since it's sort of PC console related.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want a Sony launcher.
No.
I don't even want to waste an ounce of time or effort making a Sony launcher.
Yeah.
Next bit of news. Team Asobi is talking about like they're not really constrained. They get unlimited production assets over at Sony. They're working on their next game and how they're going to keep experimenting with hardware going forward as a focus. And it's like, okay, cool. They're making a PSVR 2 game.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
clearly that's got to be what that is.
But really, I would do anything for like an Astrobot game on the scale of a Nintendo platformer where it's like 10 hours.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, new technology is cool, but
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
what if you just make a really polished version of what you did already?
Yeah. You do
Or
that,
maybe
and then you put 80 speedrun levels in it.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know, use classic characters, like maybe some apes escape from somewhere and you play as an anime boy.
Maybe
Oh,
it-
you
maybe-
want a
yeah,
siphon
maybe it's
filter
Spike.
game?
Yes!
Spike gets
That-
electrocuted.
I'm gonna be real. If like
It lights on fire.
if in the current climate with all these Sony IPs sitting in the dust, if they announce a fucking siphon filter, like my faith goes to zero.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's okay, Naughty Dog's making it, and then I just Joker dance because that's the funniest cosmic thing that could occur.
And they're like, it's
That
what
would
Neil
be
Druckmann
really
always
funny.
wanted to make.
That would be like if Square Enix, I mean not Square Enix, that would be like if Microsoft was like, you're right, guys, we will bring back a classic rare IP grabbed by the ghoulies.
Yeah.
Jet Force Gemini.
God.
No, CKZ, anybody would be excited for Jet Force Gemini 2. Nobody would be excited for Grabbed by the Ghoulies 2.
Not even Grant.
No, Grant would be like, oh, no, as he gets sucked back into the chamber.
And he's like, let me take my 3 Ambien and then get on a keyboard.
Yes. I'll hit those 3 keys again.
Grabbed by the ghoul.
You did it, dude. Good job. We're all proud of you. I love Team Asobi. They actually made a video over a month ago where they did a tour of the studio, talked to the director, and also other interviews came out recently where apparently the director of the studio of Team Asobi used to work at Lego.
Oh,
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway. Phil put some news in my section, which I'm okay with reading because I went and watched the trailer in the middle of this big thing, so that's why I was staring over here for a moment, not saying much. Joymasher, the people who made Oniken, Odalis, Blazing Chrome, they're making a new thing that's kind of going for a Ninja Gaiden thing. It's called Vengeful Guardian Moonrider, which Field notes looks like Hagane for the SNES, which is very funny. I was watching Dr. O play Hagane very recently. This game looks really cool.
yeah. He's been posting like in production clips of this for over a year, I think.
Yeah, that's why I follow him.
right. It looks really good. Like this
does.
is the most aesthetically pleasing game he's worked on so far, which I don't think the other ones look bad at all. So
No, Blazing Chrome's real good.
right.
Yeah, no, this looks really good. Apparently it's coming out in fall.
Nice.
So they just announced the name and stuff shortly before it's going to come out. So which one's going to be better, Freedom Planet 2 or this?
I just keep thinking about how we've had so many like games that want to be Ninja Gaiden.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a thing. Like that. God, what was the one earlier this year, or maybe last year, that was the Ninja game?
Cyber Shadow.
Yeah, Cyber
Yes.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been three others like that.
Even they may like that's what Oniken is. Oniken is very obviously trying to be Ninja Gaiden
It is.
and
yeah.
doesn't quite make it.
No.
Yes.
Oniken's rough. That's actually one of our earliest quick plays. Odalis is such a massive upgrade over that.
Yeah. But I'm really excited to see what he does with this because Blazing Chrome was really solid.
Yeah, no. If I can get another game close to as angelic and sublime as Blazing Chrome was for what it was, great. You can see some Mega Man X influences in various segments in this, which is very funny. They do a sort of Green Dog opening where in X2 the green biker dude in the background explodes. Like it sort of looks like the motorbike moment there.
Great.
For a bit, and I'm like, ooh.
People are already making fun of In the Soul Hackers 2 intro, Jack Frost is riding a thing and goes out the same way as the green biker.
That's really good.
People know that legacy. It's important.
That's it for my news. Now we're heading over to KZ Excellent.
All right, let me get one last news slab in here on the way out. This first one's funny as shit. 10 seconds of a Helldivers 2 trailer leak today.
Hey.
NVIDIA leak game.
Hey.
Yes.
12 seconds.
Okay. The tweet says roughly 10 seconds. This tweet I'm looking at now, the thumbnail says, "This media has been disabled in response to a report by the copyright holder." I saw it before it went down. It has the fucking PlayStation Studios and then shows like ships or something.
Oh, that's funny.
And like a dude's like OBS overlay on top of the trailer.
Oh my god.
So, well, that's happening. I guess we'll see that at Jeff's show, maybe.
Maybe either that or they'll save it for like a real Sony event. But Helldivers is so tiny, like it could show up at Jeff's show. Dan, I can't believe this got a sequel. I know it was in the NVIDIA leak, but it just seems unreal that would happen.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. People tell me it's good. I don't know. I need to give it a chance.
Yeah, I remember it being very plain when I played it.
I just figured I'd throw up the image of.
I told you that this was real and it happened.
I can't believe she can't keep getting away with this.
Remember what she took from you.
Me. 2 podcasts. Clearly.
Jesus.
I actually, fun fact, the reason I cracked that joke, I didn't know that was an insane thing people were saying around that time until today.
Yes.
Well, you see, Dan, Paige was a woman involved with something.
So go on.
So
what does that mean?
It means that all the most insane people in the world have to be like, wait a minute. I see there was a woman involved. That must have been the problem.
This happens in every popular group where people are aware of a significant other and they're like, Yoko Ono. They do it all the fucking time. It's really insane.
Toast showed up on Pokemon Mondays. Obviously, it was her fault.
I actually, when I found out about this theory, I was like, I wasn't going to talk about it, but sure, I'll confirm it. My girlfriend Tosh and my boyfriend Bob were not getting along, so that's what broke it up.
Jesus.
I'm so sorry.
That's what did it. Jesus Christ, though. People.
Yeah.
Phil, do you think people might have an opinion on women standing near arcade machines taking photos?
Please stop.
I'm sorry. That was really wow. You guys are really proving the stigma this community has right now. I'm just gonna turn away.
Oh Jesus, that shit again.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
It's a really good tweet.
Anyway, in terms of games, people might in fact want to play. Pokemon Unite's new map, Thea's Sky Ruins, is going to drop on September 2nd. It will feature Rayquaza as the Zapdos replacement in the center.
Ooh. Rayquaza's cool.
Yeah, the map looks pretty neat. They posted like a video of it on like the Nintendo Twitter earlier today before we started.
All I know is I saw Aegislash with a top hat and a suit.
What?
Yeah. The cosmetics I actually played a couple of rounds last night to get back in because Glaceon's one of my favorites, and they added that one alongside apparently 55 other Pokemon.
Yes.
And it's still that one map, and I still fucking hate Crustle. Those are my big takeaways there. But very excited for this new update. They also changed a lot of the visual stuff at the end of the game, and it's a lot better.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Will it run on my fucking MacBook yet?
No.
Damn it. Of course, it's a thing.
Yep. I wrote this one in because I know multiple friends who are incredibly hyped for it. Slime Rancher 2 hits early access on Xbox, Steam, and the Epic Games Store September 22nd.
Cool.
I really wanted to like Slime Rancher 1. It just didn't hit. There was something not like it didn't get hooks in me the way other farming type games get. I hope this one has like more of that.
You know, I think I'm crazy because I thought the original one was called 2 for some reason. I was like, what do you mean?
Bob's like, well, I don't get it. Persona and Fallout both started at 3.
What the hell's going on here?
You know, that just reminds me of how I keep saying I'm becoming the Persona 5 fan for the movie Hokkaido. Where I'm just like, this movie's great. And the Toku fans keep going, well, if you like that, I'm like, no. No.
Dude, I did that with Kamen Rider O's. I did not watch anything else at all. And then the movie came out. I'm like, I'm going to watch that. And someone's like, it's the most homophobic movie of all time. And I'm like, okay, I guess I need to tap out.
Oh no!
I think that's partly because the show is incredibly gay.
Not literal homophobic in the sense of it wasn't gay enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's one of those things where it's like these dudes need to kiss on the lips and they didn't do that, so it's the most homophobic piece.
You know,
we didn't talk about it.
Thank you for bringing this up, KZ.
Oh no! How did I step on a bomb?
Let me tell you about the biggest twist in the first 3 Gears games.
No!
What? Gears 3 literally ends with a case of the not gays, and I could not believe it.
How is this possible? Cliffy B will see prison time.
They're like, by the way, Marcus and her clearly are interested in each other, and she will now console him as he deals with this tragedy. And I'm like, what about Cole? What about fucking Baird? Are you fucking serious right now? It's like, yeah, don't you remember later on when we wrote in that they knew each other from back in the day and were childhood friends because Bardock dad recognized her? And I'm like, no, this is not, no. So anyway, that was not cool.
Well, I'm sorry for bringing up a Kamen Rider series, and that got you to remember bad shit in Gears of War. So I have some of the other THQ Nordic announcements from their show or whatever, the Embracer thing.
Mm-hmm. The onslaught.
Yeah, we got SpongeBob SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake. You may remember they did a trailer where it was just Mrs. Puff rocking out for like 2 straight minutes and nothing. It was one of the best trailers of the year so far. We got a full gameplay trailer showing off multiple levels. This is very much a sequel to Battle for Bikini Bottom, which they remastered, that 20-year-old 3D platformer. They're taking this, making a sequel for it. You have like a different costume in all the areas. There's like a prehistoric caveman SpongeBob one. There's like a Western one.
Finally, SpongeBob Gex.
It literally is doing that, where it's just like he's in the caveman world, so he has the unibrow, and one of his eyes is really small, and the other one's huge.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. The team making this, they're going to be using that experience on the Gex remakes.
I hope. I'm so excited.
Maybe, perhaps they also turned
Get
Patrick
Tom Kenny
into
Gex. No, that's too strong.
Yes.
That's too much, man.
I don't even think Tom Kenny is SpongeBob in this trailer, so it would be really funny if he was gagged.
Yeah, I don't know. They got they turned Patrick into a Scrimblow. He's like a Navi now, where he's like a little chibi thing that floats.
Yeah, last week I mentioned on the podcast, I think, or maybe it was on one of our streams. I'm just like, all I saw is Patrick look modeled completely incorrectly, and I did not understand. And somebody went, "Oh, he's like the Genshin character.
He's the Paimon.
He's the Paimon." I'm like, what?
Patmon.
Yeah, they got Patmon now, and I'm like, that's cute, but what the fuck's going on here?
This trailer visually looks immaculate. It's kind of weird,
Right?
Yeah.
That's the power of Unreal Engine 4. What kind of foolish developer would not use it?
Who knows?
Yeah, I was really happy to see like a lot of stuff from Battle for Bikini Bottom just ported over for this new game. Like every slide minigame is SpongeBob's tongue becoming massive so he can use it to slide. And other stuff like that. So really good to see some gameplay on that.
Yeah.
They teased a new South Park game.
I really liked the last two, so sure.
You know what? Yeah, that was.
Didn't they tease it like pixel art or something? I wonder if that's going to be like a stylistic change.
That's just like the logo for the game.
Yeah,
they do.
it's just a logo.
Okay.
Yeah. But understandable to be like, are they doing something different here? But
I assume it'll be different because the last two were Ubisoft, and
Yeah.
obviously this
they
isn't.
were.
So
yeah, the first
although
one was like
I
turn-based
hope
RPG.
I hope they stick to the exact same RPG type style because that worked really well.
Does Ubisoft own the studio who made that?
The second one was Ubisoft San Francisco,
Yes, and
The first one was Obsidian.
Yeah. So.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, Jesus.
Where they just made Super Mario RPG.
Yes.
And the second one is still very similar to Super Mario RPG. It's just like it's like that fused with like Heroes of Might and Magic, almost.
Yeah.
Where it's like a grid.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like Obsidian didn't really bring anything to the table on the first one anyway. Because I remember reading interviews like, no, they wrote all of it.
Right.
Like Matt Stone and Trey Parker came in and wrote all of it to the point where they were like causing problems with development because they kept changing things.
That sounds about right.
It was like, guys, this isn't the TV show you can turn around in like 3 days. We need to.
They don't even work a normal TV production timeline.
No. They're dirty cheaters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiled.
Let's see. We got Hogwarts Legacy got delayed to February 10th. That's that game that looked just insane looking. So of course it got delayed.
When was it supposed to come out?
A lot of into this year. It was supposed to come out last year, then it got delayed till this year, then it got delayed again.
Yeah.
I'm still not convinced that game's a real game because looking at that, like once again, we look at that trailer, it's like this looks very pretty, but we're really only seeing like mini games in like what you're showing me.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff they're showing doesn't look like it is core gameplay you could hang a long, game on. So I understand where you're coming from saying mini games and stuff. Yeah,
you need some real mechanics to hang apparently blood libel on.
My brain forgot the premise of this game that we got at the fucking live show they did, where they're like the Goblin Uprising.
So in NAC. It's gonna be interesting to see which one's more racist.
Obviously,
this
the
one?
game, they just need to get in that guy who worked on Kill Switch.
Ooh.
No, they did that already, Bob. That was the last movie games. People called them Gears of Wand.
That's true.
They totally
That is true.
did.
Well, obviously, it's a precedent, so we just need to keep going with that.
You got Harry Potter stretch goal for Gears Month.
No,
That would be so awesome.
Those games are probably like 3 hours each.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, absolutely.
Jesus Christ.
All right, moving away from fucking Hogwarts.
Mm-hmm.
We got the announcement that there's going to be a Disney and Marvel game showcase September 9th at D23. That's their convention they do every couple of years. So we could see, I don't know, maybe one of the PlayStation ones might have something they want to show. They're making a lot of other things across Marvel and Disney.
Yeah, they might show Naughty Dog's. They might show Naughty Dog's Ant-Man.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we got like an actual look at Wolverine.
All I'm thinking about is when Neil Druckmann's like, I want to make a Punisher game. And I'm like, motherfucker, you made The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, but if I want Neil Druckmann to make a Punisher game, he would fuck up bad and reveal something about himself.
yeah, absolutely. I was like, if Last of Us 2 was more legitimately Punisher, I feel like we would root for the characters more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like there wouldn't.
Pretty easy.
I don't know. I think we should get a Punisher game because politically, sociologically, Days Gone is like an island in the Sony universe. We need to put another island a little closer to it. Not quite as extreme as Days Gone, obviously.
Yeah, you got to take a boat.
Yeah, I'm gonna need them to make a PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale 2 and put Deacon in it.
Yes. If only Dom was smart like Boozer, he could have jumped out.
I know, right?
All I was thinking about when you talked about the sacrifice was the fucking Boozer one.
Oh, believe us, it's all we were thinking about during the whole cutscene. I'm like, but he knows how to jump out like Boozer, right?
I hope you find more games where you play them and 70% through your playtime, you're like, okay, the story's now starting.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, story.
The story didn't. The story started and ended in that one cutscene in Gears 2. That the wife is the whole story of that game. There is nothing else.
It is sadly true. As I look back on the entire game, I'm like, those two scenes are really it. The rest of it's just an excuse to have really cool and fun gameplay. It's a real shame he can't write with his brick hands.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Cliffy B's like, what do you mean a woman died? It's deep.
He like legitimately.
All right. Well, multiverses. We already know season 1's going to be getting Rick and Morty, but they will also be getting this great combo of Black Adam, The Rock, and Stripe from Gremlins.
We literally made a joke about a Mogwai being in multiverses last week, and it was a joke last week.
Yeah, that was real.
Yes, it is.
I'm very excited. I want to see how Stripe plays. I hope he does not turn into a spider. That's my main hope.
I need Stripe to have a move where Stripe grabs you and you go off camera, and then then your head flies back into view.
God, I need to watch those movies again, like real bad. I remember liking 2 a lot as a kid, but I know it was bad.
Yeah, well, no, too satire.
It is definitely, but also not.
I'm very excited to check out both. Oh, El Gordo, why you got to say that? I wish a character from OKKO could have been in multiverses. Now I'm really sad. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I'm just petrified that the new CEO is gonna fuck up the game division. Like they're gonna do something fucking stupid. Like, why would I want? That's like super scripted content.
Right.
You got the things the characters say and the things in the video game.
We're only doing unscripted content for games. What do you think that means? I don't know.
Mortal Kombat can't have story mode anymore. It's too scripted.
Could you imagine?
People would burn them to the ground.
Yeah, we'd go right back to like PS2 Mortal Kombat. Like in terms of influence of the series, it would be gone instantly.
Yeah.
Don't let him do it, Ed Boon. Fight him off.
I think Ed Boon is like, now Ed Boon would be like, no, I'll leave. Like, you play games with me? I'm Ed Boon. I lie to people on the internet all day, every day, and nobody cares.
Something about you play games with me. I just imagine Ed Boon in like a wife beater and he's buff as shit. Don't
really
you
just
fuck with
assume
me.
He's like Doomslayer, but on Twitter. So we got that new Tales of the Borderlands. It's listed on Amazon for an October 21st release date. The joke is that it's literally called New Tales from the Borderlands. The first one was a Telltale game. This one is entirely internally made by Gearbox. So who knows? It might in fact be bad because they're writing it.
Yeah, that always is what made me laugh about Tales from the Borderlands, where it's like, we're the shooter with funny writing. The game has to hinge entirely on that. Get someone else. So I've been looking at this Sunsoft guy this whole time.
Yeah.
You can't stop.
Yeah.
And I'm
so
like,
have I.
I'm like, and every time like my head turns and I catch him again, I'm like, why does Dan have the Pokemon character from Arceus Legends up there?
That's why I immediately said, what gym leader is this?
Yeah,
Right.
He does legit look like a gym leader. You're totally right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he totally nails it. Like, I feel like if all you need to do is just say he's from Pokemon, then there will be 500,000 pieces of fan art.
Oh, he's got blue hair. I'm going to assume water gym, flying. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I guess. And my final piece of news, Toys for Bob posted a little thing where a little picture that showed every single game they've made, and we're teasing their next one that is going to be coming. We don't know what it is. It might be that Wumpa Games
Spyro 4.
It should be, but it should be Spyro 4, because as someone who's finally played the mainline Crash games and the mainline Spyro games, Crash doesn't deserve shit. Spyro fucking rules.
I mean, Spyro is really great.
Yeah, it is really good.
I lost it when someone replied to me when I said that, saying that Crash is the Dane Cook of platform.
Okay, now that's too much. I was okay with the Crash hate until this. That is too much.
I'm not like thinking what like Crash is the.
I mean, we all know Bubsy is the Dane Cook of platformers.
Yeah, Bubsy is the Dane Cook of platformers.
Someone
Gex
asked
is the
about
Carlos
that.
Mencia of platformers.
God damn
Yes,
it.
yes.
Someone asked me about Bubsy in that same day, and I just went Amy Schumer. I was like, what's the worst one I can think of?
No, that's the Guiana Sisters. Is the Amy Schumer platform?
Wow, what an original game!
Yeah, that works too well.
I would say Crash is the Mitch Hedberg of gaming, because it's like, this is all right. I don't need that much of it.
I don't know. I feel like Mitch is a little too calm to be represented by Crash.
I don't think there's anything in Crash 1 that is as perfect as escalators never break. They just temporarily become stairs. I feel
Escalator
like Crash
out
1
of service. Stairs here for your convenience. I like a Kit Kat bar, except when I'm with 4 other people.
See? All of these are way more brilliant than Crash 1.
So if you ever posted something like that on Twitter, I would reply with Gex with a talk bubble above his head.
I don't know. I wish Gex had that laid back of humor. That would be really good.
Mhm.
That'd be really good if he just seemed like depressed or high as he stumbled through this adventure, and he just made mild like jokes laid back.
That's true. A lot of Mitch Hedberg lines would be great Gex jokes where it's like,
They would.
my fake plants died because I stopped pretending to water them.
Yeah, I hope this isn't that battle royale thing.
Yeah,
I hope
please.
this isn't the Wumpa Fruit battle royale thing. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Anything but that. Anything. Skylanders again. Sure. Fuck it.
Yeah, even that's better. Absolutely.
Let's go.
But it'd be really great if you just made something called Spyro 4.
Yeah. Spyro's great.
I really love those, and I would love to see you do a unique, like a new take on collectathons that respect your time and are just like really relaxing.
Do you think if they did that,
Mm-hmm.
we would get a developer come out who worked on the ones between 3 and 4?
The Enter
And
the
sees over
Dragonfly
it.
dev appears. It depends if Spyro goes, I'm glad this is the only other Spyro game ever made. And then
Man, these trailers are
Elijah
consistent. Weirdly consistent, these trailers.
Wood. And that is all my news.
One moment. The what was it? The Enter of the Dragonfly is the PS2 one?
Yeah, that's the first PS2 one, so that would be the Wrath of Cortex analog.
Okay.
Well, there was that weird trilogy. There was that weird dark Spyro trilogy.
Yeah, I think that's the one where Elijah Wood and celebrities are voice cast.
Yeah, I actually have a picture of that dev right here when they announced.
Is it the Riddler? Okay, I thought it was going to be the Riddler.
I like how we've created a hypothetical guy.
It's based on other real life events, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. That's it for the news. This is a gigantic big thing.
Yeah, it is.
Only 4 hours.
Only 4 hours. As mentioned at the beginning, Bob and I, we will be playing Kill Switch and Gears of War Judgment tomorrow. I'm super
Very hyped.
fucking excited for both because who knows? Also, Kill Switch being 4 hours, I can't even fathom how that could run out its time, right? Run out its welcome in 4 hours. Now I'm terrified that going forward in Gears of War month, it will in fact become Harry Potter, and then I will need a thumbnail made by Justizag. But I can't confirm or deny that. Aside from that, I don't have anything to announce. We're doing some stuff here at GigaBoots to try new things and stuff. Anyways, that's about it. There's nothing else I need to bring up, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. We now throw it to Casey.
All right. Well, this is my last big thing. So coming up on my stream, twitch.tv/KZ Excellent, I'm going to be doing a bunch of Sonic stuff. We're going through the Dreamcast era of Sonic games, as well as the advanced games in the near future here. I've been doing podcasts for GigaBoots for nearly 4 years. It was an amazing opportunity. I'm very happy to have done all of it, except some of those really bad games or movies I had to watch. Some of those were probably not worth it, to be quite honest. All right.
Well, now
Fever.
KZ, now you don't have to play Horizon Forbidden West and find out that nothing in that game matters.
Yeah, you may in fact be right about that. I would like to thank everyone for the amazing support and all the kind words, especially in the live chat of this podcast. If you'd like to support my work, check out the streams, kzexcellent.live and patreon.com/kzexcellent if you want to help me not die. But that's about it. That's
I
it
keep doing the shout out and it keeps immediately getting buried because of the outpouring of support.
You're gonna have to you're gonna have to copy pasta that shit.
Yeah, just do that a few times. Yeah, I was gonna say, looking back on it, if I were to shoot from the hip and guess what would be the most, I don't think this one was necessary. Is it in fact the Days Gone spoiler cast version 2?
Honestly, absolutely. The only funny part
that was
when
worth
I
it.
hit.
That was worth it for making Aggro play it.
Okay, honestly, yes, but that one part where I was on the mission that was so bad, and then you guys just came into my room to watch me play it poorly.
I mean,
Where they're
that
like,
thing was a nightmare.
Use
Yeah.
the super Molotov.
Yeah.
We swear it will kill millions. It will kill 10.
Yeah, I really. That game, you don't know what you're supposed to spec into until it's too late, and you're stuck in that exact mission.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, I figured that would be the one.
Yeah. It was either that or Killzone Shadowfall. I really didn't have a good time on either of those fucking Sony nightmares.
They're a really prestige studio, Sony.
Look, the Days Gone left residual effects to the whole network. It's great.
Yeah.
Like the Big Bang?
Yes.
I'll never forget that, or the fact that I left almost immediately after we left Bleach Filler.
That's terrible. Okay. Well, feel.
I'm gonna stream something. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Probably more Sonic fan games.
Maybe an
I don't know
upcoming
about
Saints
that.
Row game.
Well, that game doesn't come out till the 29th, so it's like 2 weeks away.
I'll see what I can do for you.
No.
I'll just buy the whole game.
No.
Jesus.
I'll do that for you, bro. I got you. We're tight.
I'll get you a ticket to the Dead Mall.
I know how much the series means to you.
It doesn't.
Please stop. No, I know you miss her, man.
It's the experience. It's the experience of watching a game that was an 8 have sequels that were like 6.
That's awesome. That sounds like BioWare.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Big Thing to Mention. I want to thank everyone who's listening and thank KZ for his service. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. This song is really loud and I'm barely able to talk over it. Maybe I should lower that so that way I can talk about patreon.com/gbpodcast, where you can go and get tons of extra content and commentary tracks. We do that too. One day I'll record one of these that I could just hit the play button on the outro and it'll just go by itself. I'll figure that out eventually. I've only been doing this show for 10 billion years.
Bark.
This month's GigaBoots videos were brought to you by the continued support of our executive producers, such as Esme, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, Burning Pepsi Man, Adam Admar, Cooper Tank, and Virmvarm. Thank you very much to our executive producers, and also these gamers. If you want to support GigaBoots so we can continue the content crunch, then head on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots today.